Well, welcome in everybody to the top 8 of the Nova Open 2023. My name is David Endless Zelenka. You're watching Yavin Base. I'm joined by Joe Hicks this morning.
Hello, good morning again.
Goes by Kass on the Discord from Indy Garrison area. And I'm joined by Richard Lavery.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes, Richard Lavery was on our air yesterday. Had a bit of an unfortunate game. But he's here with us this morning to help commentate. He's a friend of Sam's. And maybe a friend of Kentucky Dan as well.
Yep. Yes, sir. And I luckily had the pleasure to play Joe yesterday as well. On Friday.
On Friday. All right. Awesome. Okay. So you can give us a little bit of insight on Joe's the way he plays Yoda.
Absolutely.
He's running a list called Yoda and the Big Steppers. And turn this player mics just down and off for a little bit as we introduce the match. So he's playing this list, Yoda and the Big Steppers. He's got 2 full arcs in his list, and I'm going to have to.
I got his list pulled up right here.
His list pulled up. Yeah, go ahead and read off that list for us.
So he's got Yoda with the Clone Commander. Yoda has burst of speed, barrier, and push. No command upgrade. He has a single phase 2 with Boil, so he'll get a little bit of a surge action there. 2 phase 1s with the RP6 and Recon. 2 full arcs with the DC-15 and jetpacks.
I love this jetpack arc stuff.
And then Echo Strike Team.
All right. So this is a very interesting.
Very mobile.
Yeah, extremely. You know
with the jetpacks.
Built for mobility. He's got the Protector Boil, which is very expensive in my opinion, but still really important. Phase 2 Boil also lets him surge on Guardian rolls for at least one time, and then Yoda, of course, with Luminous Beings or we.
Between barrier, protector, boil, like he's just trying to keep the arcs alive, right?
Exactly. That's the goal, is just the defensive tech on the arc troopers for sure.
Did you run down Mike Berry's list? I know we saw, not Mike Berry, excuse me. I had him in my head. Mike Berry's playing Kentucky Dan over on another table.
Oh, yeah.
I had him in my head. So
not a matchup I think Mike Berry wants to be facing because it's Pykes spam to the max.
No, I met Sam McHenry. Did we run down his list?
No, we didn't run down Sam's list.
So we saw Sam yesterday on stream, but he's running Anakin clone ball, but with some Pyke action. He has Anakin with force push, barrier, and offense-defensive stance, so very defensive tech Anakin, as you see sometimes. 1 capo, Padme, 3 phase 1s, it looks like. 1 with an RP6, 1 with Boil, and 1 with the sniper. They do have, his clones are decked out with situational awareness, which was one of the big differences. So between the Pyke and then the 2 Pyke foot soldiers with heavies and capos, he has a lot of outmaneuver.
Yeah, so he is also running this sort of defensive tech outmaneuver ball, this sort of thing that we're starting to see in the meta these days. Is sort of like defense stacking is becoming very popular. He's also got, I think, superior range because he's got more range 4 guns. He's also got Boil, but he's got Boil backed by Anakin's Exemplar. So Boil backed by Exemplar, possibly stronger than the Protector Boil with a surge. It's I mean, Joe basically having to pivot to the phase 2 Boil Protector because he doesn't get Exemplar for more than Yoda's Luminous turn effectively.
But the flip side is you get 2 of those Luminous Being turns in a game typically, thanks to Yoda being able to get those command cards back.
Right, Yoda's big feature here, for those of you who are tuning in that are newer, one of Yoda's biggest features is command card cycling. So Yoda can put down a command card and then put down a second command card in the next turn and then pick up one of his command cards right away. So he's able to cycle command cards through. You generally get 2 turns of Luminous Beings, 2 turns of Size Matters Not, or There Is No Try. You definitely don't get 2 turns of the 1 pip generally.
Now, I'm not a Yoda expert. When I play Yoda, I try to leverage that 2 pip as much as possible. The relentless that it gives, you can give it to the ARC troopers, big dice pool. So it'd be interesting to see how big a shots he can find with the Yoda 2 pip.
That is possibly what we're going to see. They've chosen to engage on key positions objective. So the key positions this could either be a slow burn because key positions is only scored at the end of the game. So we could see a slow burn here where both players are being very cautious, engaging at long ranges, using Yoda to guidance relentless attacks or guidance standby to do extra attacks. Or they could just start slugging at each other. That's the other option. But I think Sam has a bit of is a bit favored here just because he has more outmaneuver dodges.
Well, not only that, but he's up in activation. And
Right.
so on key positions, when it comes down to how many do you have left on the table at 6, it's really on Joe to try and find eliminating one of those activations to even it up.
Right.
Otherwise, that's going to be a rough turn 6.
Right, because it's 9 to 8, and you just have more scoring units. But we can't underestimate Yoda's ability to use the 1 pip to double force push. Does his Yoda have Mind Trick? I don't think so.
No, it does not.
Yeah, and also something that we haven't discussed yet, we're on War Weary. So War Weary is going to take away that Courage 4 bubble effectively from Yoda.
I think that hurts Joe a lot more than it hurts Sam because
Yes.
Sam has the Capo and the Pykes all have 2 courage.
Right.
So it's really the 1 courage units that you really have to be careful with, probably. That being said, I would imagine Yoda will be moving with his clones for the most part, but it's something he has to keep in mind.
Right. He has to. He doesn't have the ability to spread out basically at all. But I guess clones are okay with that. They like to share tokens at range 1.
So to orient you viewers, I see Sam you asking on in chat. So you see 1 objective token on the building on the left side of the screen, where that yellow piece is on top of the building. So that objective is just that square of the building. All right. So just to be clear, there's kind of 3 pieces of that building. It's just that piece. The other 2 pieces is right on the center of your screen. It's the wall, almost like a barricade. It's not an actual Star Wars Legion barricade, but it's very similar. And then there's another wall jutting off the building on the right, going downward. There's an objective token sitting on that. So right below that red square on the screen. That's the best I can do to describe it. But you should see those 3 objective tokens. Two small little walls and 1 building.
Right. I managed to find it with the camera, thankfully, and we can see all 3 objective tokens lined up there, just right in a row, and it definitely looks like the Joe there on your screen with the Yoda army. His choice of board side really made a difference on this board because the key position was not exactly center. It was slanted over to one side of the board. So he's going to have an easier time approaching that KP and getting to the middle early.
I like how small the center KP is and how skinny it. You can't really stand on it.
Nope.
No.
Only so many minis can touch that thing. And there's going to be a lot of maybe even force pushing a unit that's activated, blocking things off. There's so much. There's going to be a lot of units jockeying for a tiny amount of space.
Position, yeah. Do we know if the center KP is just that 1 piece of the wall or if it's both?
It's just the 1 piece of the
It's
wall,
just
I
one
believe.
segment? Okay. Yeah, that's going to make it even more contentious.
Let me verify that. I think that's the way they described it, but
Okay.
because that'll matter for later on for us.
Yes, it will. The other thing, too, I wanted to go back to one of the points you were making earlier about War Weary really affecting some of those Phase 1 clones, with fire support shenanigans, especially ARC Trooper shooting at 5. You can just ignore War Weary and any suppression that's on them, basically.
So
you're still adding dice into that pool.
they're done deploying, so let's tune into the players.
Let's tune into the players. We're getting ready for turn 1 command cards.
I mark my tappable abilities with shields. Is that all right?
Cool. I just have captains,
Okay.
and I'll let you know when I spend one, and I'll probably put something down. And then Anakin has. I should probably get my order tokens out, actually.
Order tokens are good for
We don't
playing
need the
Legion.
deployment zones, correct?
Yeah, they no longer care about deployment zones. They're going to remove those deployment zone markers. This is a game about attrition. It's a game about positioning your units on, stand on the point, and
man, I'll
getting
steal it, I
getting
think.
more unit leaders at the end of the game.
Got sticky
Turn
fingers
6
over
on
here.
that middle point, generally speaking, since we're set up kind of in a diagonal mode here. Sam deploying very conservatively, not even daring to approach the lip of his advanced positions deployment, deploying against the short edge of the board.
All right. I'm ready
Do you
to
think
go.
it's easier for the Republic? Well, they're both
Yeah,
Republic.
Yep.
All right.
So on the left side of the screen,
So
is that where
I will direct an order to.
it's all clones? Where's Joe at? Joe's on the
one
right
of
side
them's
of the screen as far as his army, and Sam's on the left. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
that's on the top down.
overhead?
Yeah, so
Okay.
so Joe would be at the bottom of your screen and Sam would be at the top.
You'd think I know because I'm sitting here, but it gets disorienting
It can
sometimes.
it's. I don't know if I want to go into a discussion about breaking the center line with cameras, but that's kind of an issue that my setup has, is that there's a rule.
Sorry, I didn't do dodges.
Excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I might forget them. So obviously both these guys are going to get dodge.
Okay,
I'm just
Sam,
gonna aid a
remember
dodge
his
to the
independent
main
dodge.
Green.
We're just going to say sometimes you break center line with cameras. There's like a rule that you shouldn't do with cameras, and that's breaking the center line. So having two shots that are 180 degrees separated is not helpful.
Yes, sir.
What were these command cards?
It was air support from Joe versus Hero of the Clone Wars from Sam McHenry.
So he'll be beaming
we are
into
going
some
to use
units. I don't know how
I'm going to
effective
hit
that will be on round one with all the dodges,
phase ones.
and because I don't know that you can move up for more shots afterwards. So the dodges might just eat all of it up and not be really a concern.
One.
It's true.
Phase
It
one
might be
on
a
this,
situation of
the green
trying
one?
to
Yeah, the green one, I think I can
strip
only see
away
one.
some of those dodges for the ARC troopers to follow up with their
Yeah, you got him.
Okay.
lethal shots.
Yeah, but based on the range of where they're deployed, what kind of range does Joe have on his army?
All right.
Well,
and then we will start
all of the
with,
ARC troopers are range 5, and they have tactical 1.
They all have the
Go purple.
DC-15.
Well,
Okay.
one of them has Echo, so he's got 3 of those.
So he's got Echo and 2 DC-15s.
purple.
That might be what he's thinking, is like strip the dodges with the command card and then try to push a couple wounds through.
Oh, even aim. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
Because, like we were saying, this is a game of attrition. Every model off the table is going
Then
to matter
green.
in this one. They're both very elite armies. They're very
barrier.
low activations. And so it's really going to come down to who can ship away for that final push.
Yeah.
I
So-
think the range 5 on Joe is going to really help him out
I'm
with
not a
that.
guardian range. I'll make that.
So he's beaming right now, heavy cover down to light because of sharpshooter.
So I think
Cool.
that beam just did 0 damage
Yeah.
because of force barrier and the natural block rolled on Padme.
She's a champ.
Yes, she just got through it, no problem.
I'm going to go to the stack. Oh, okay.
Let's get a close up on the Yoda army here.
Oh, do I want to go to Anakin?
Yoda in the very back.
Where's Echo?
Yoda equipped with burst of speed, force barrier, and force push. And running as his second a clone commander with no upgrades.
Yeah, I'll go to the stack.
Okay.
I'm going to get out a core. I'm going to go for the Boyle squad. First action, you need me to take a dodge.
So it looks like Boyle's going to take a dodge and probably just position for Guardian. But so do you see this being a slow burn and just like plinking back and forth, seeing if either one gains an advantage and then making a decision based off that? Or because there's so many, with Anakin coming in fourth push, if Yoda positions correctly, he could get double force pushes at the end of the game.
Right.
It's really the end of the game is really sketchy if everyone's full powered.
Right. Yoda is just such a force on objectives like key positions where force push matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you see any sort of aggressive strategy where you contest a point other than the middle?
I don't.
No,
I think this is all about the middle.
They're both playing the same strategy, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is something we've seen a lot this tournament. This archetype that we have on both sides of the table here, this Anakin or Yoda supported by a clone ball with Boyle, has been everywhere this weekend.
It's been very strong.
And all of the players are taking their time. They're very cagey with it. They're doing the chip damage until you're forced to close to that range 3 to deal with them. And then you've got full ARC Trooper shots coming into you. And those can be brutal.
So I don't think either squad can really keep full line of sight blocking prior to running to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So they will have to be like exposed on turn 5, right? So to speak. Just looking at the terrain, the objective is slightly closer to I'm getting confused again.
Sam?
Well, Sam's on the right side. So that little fence is slightly closer to Joe's side of the board.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that it's closer to his army currently, but it is closer to his side of the board. So
It's Capo. I'm going to try to rally the Capo.
it's very slightly.
Nope. It's fine.
Good morning, Anthony.
The Capo.
Hey there, Anthony. Good morning. Thanks for watching.
He's just going to come up to here. And
The other thing that's going to play
he'll take a dodge from
really
himself.
important role in this game is going to be the double exemplar with offensive defense stance on Anakin. Because he's generating 3 tokens a turn, 2 dodges and an aim. Then Padme's generating her own dodges and aims and being able to share that amongst the gunline. I really think Sam's going to have the token advantage when it comes to sharing with
He has
those
more
double
defensive
exemplars.
tech with the tokens.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and both Padme, the double exemplar, like you said. So Padme sharing tokens and Anakin sharing tokens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, early lead.
And we will take a dodge.
Okay, what strength does Joe's army have over Sam's as far as defensive tech?
I think it's that range 5 offense.
Oh, so it's more okay. The best defense is a good offense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so
Got a core,
Sam has what? Just Echo is his only range 5 versus.
Yes, but he has plenty of range 4 between the Pykes and between a couple Pike squads.
Well, the second he gets to range 4, you've got RPS.
Yeah. So
fire support shots coming in.
So in a nutshell, Joe a little more range firepower, Sam a little more defensive tech. That's the name of this one. We just wanted to get Yoda on stream because we've had a couple Anakins. We brought Richard. You playing Palpatine,
Yes,
so
sir.
we had to make sure you were bringing on stream, and you came just a hair off making the top 8.
Yeah.
A couple tiebreaker spots away.
Yeah, IG88 really did not want to roll defensive rolls for me yesterday.
As ugly as that one was for you, that was a fun game to watch
I'm glad.
and really entertaining between you and Kentucky Dan there.
Oh, yeah. Dan
good.
is fantastic. He's an incredible player. Always a good time playing against him in a tournament.
So we had an interview with Sam at the end of the day yesterday, and he mentioned the Pike spam of Dan's being the army he probably wants to face the least.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
If they don't.
Do you think, and Dan's over there facing Mike Berry's playing a clone ball now, so Mike might be feeling that matchup pain right now.
Mike might be
So they'll move up.
having a bit of an issue with that because clone snipers don't have high velocity like Empire or Rebel snipers. And so the dodge spam that Dan is able to generate is going to be able to dodge through.
The clones just don't put enough dice in at
Correct.
long range.
Correct.
They're effective dice, but if you have enough dodges and outmaneuvers.
Just to clarify what you're seeing on screen real quick, Mike Berry is playing Kentucky Dan right there in the mid ground. We got Kyle Crosser versus Nick Bodnar in the far table. And then on the close table, this is the rest of your top 8. On the closed table, you've got Josh Grimmer versus Kyle Dornbos. Josh piloting Commander Vader Blizzard Force. Two Commander Vader Blizzard Forces in this tournament.
Yeah, so near to far, it's on that picture, it was Blizzard Force versus Anakin
Yep.
Pykes.
Yep.
And then the next one was Shadow Pike Spam versus Anakin.
Anakin Clone Ball.
Anakin Arc.
Ark's Clone Ball. And then the far one was the Rebel. So we misreported a little early, and we knew it might be the case.
Yeah.
We thought CIS snuck into the top 8. When the last match of the day was played, the tiebreakers shifted, and it put Nick Bardnar with the Rebels. So the Rebels are represented in the top 8, not CIS.
Yeah,
That's right.
I believe they were talking about it yesterday. It was less than 200 kill points was the difference.
Yeah, they
in
tied
the
on strength of
tiebreaker.
schedule. Yeah.
Does not. So she's going to quick think and then move forward.
I know we're ignoring the game a bit. I don't think there's a whole lot of action going on.
There is not a whole lot of action going on right now. It's literally just jockeying for position on range 5 band.
And I'm going to put Padme's tokens and Anakin's tokens back.
We may see a couple shots here from Joe before the end of the round.
Hey, thank you, Julian, shouting us out in the chat. Appreciate the thank you. You're very welcome. We're glad to do this.
Mind if I move that?
So we're doing,
Move up here.
yeah.
We'll dodge.
59 folks watching so far.
I'm sure that total will increase as we get closer and closer to the final.
Is this an Imperial terrain map, David?
This is an Imperial terrain board. So if you want to acquire some of the terrain that they've printed, you can go to imperialterrain.com and give them a look at the store.
Yeah, so several of the tables on stream this weekend have been sponsored by Imperial Terrain. They're not the only ones, though. There's other folks that contributed greatly, terrain-wise and prize support-wise, to the tournament.
The tables have been absolutely beautiful this weekend. That's something the Legion community has done a stellar job at, is building and designing tables, so events like this are just incredible. You have people walking by all day long that are just looking at the tables and,
We've had
really
folks from
complimenting
Warhammer and all these other games come over and
Yeah.
come up to the stream because they see the production here and just say, your tables are amazing over here. So kudos to all the folks that were a part of that.
Right. I mean, like, our community as a whole is just really good about getting some of the most beautiful terrain in wargaming onto the table.
Absolutely.
It's really just inspired, and everyone wants to contribute, and they express their creativity through the medium of 3D printing and painting.
And Star Wars is so cool, so it's not like, there's so many good options, so many good planets, so many good
Yeah, it's a whole
aesthetics.
universe.
Yeah.
Special forces. We're going to have.
All right.
Here's one of those arc pulls.
Here's an arc pull. Let's see if he shoots.
Move back here.
Yeah, we're excited to see what Yoda does as well. Unfortunately, we may not see a whole lot until the end of the game, but the end of the game is going to be.
We'll also.
I think most would predict it's going to be an exciting
So
sequence
Yoda
of
and Echo left?
activations.
Okay. I'll go to the stack.
And Sam has already proven to be smarter than the caster desk, as well as chat has over the weekend. So I'm sure they're going to find some things that we don't see with their force user play. All right, Liam. Yeah. Agreed. The Star Wars universe
I don't actually want.
is an amazing palette
I'm gonna
to
leave
build
a
off
model
of.
here, so we'll go as far as I can go.
What's he moving up that far?
I'm not sure. Let's focus in on that.
The rest of the boyos. Actually, for what's
That
worth,
is a
that'll be the
very
Disciple.
aggressive
I think
play.
that's a
I'm little bit
pike.
surprised.
Yeah.
I think I may have jostled that guy a second, and knocked that over.
All good.
That is a pike.
Okay.
Just make sure he's back in range.
I mean, that's the thing. If
These guys
Sam
are
wants to
all
contest the
just
middle, he is going to
here.
have to advance, and he does not have the tiebreaker, so he is going to have to
I'll
overcome
say double moves.
both the tiebreaker and the double force push guidance, or double force push or guidance from.
Yeah, turn 6 Yoda, we had mentioned, the ability with his 1-pip to do double guidance, double force push, he's amazing.
Whatever he needs.
Just to be clear, that terrain, you see the windows in the view there. That is, they treated that as a solid building.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no windows are in play. They can't shoot through them. So that's part of why Sam probably feels okay right there. And then, between Guardian, barrier, and things like this, Exemplar, he probably feels okay about being there. Also, worst case, if the Pykes take a Pierce 1 roll and they have a couple suppression, they have a decent chance of blocking it still.
When Danger Sense comes up with those extra blocks to take care of Pierce, it hurts. It really, really hurts. It changes the math of an attack roll completely.
Yeah, a 1 Pierce 1 is no longer guaranteed. And Danger Sense 2 is not super powerful, but against 1 save, it's actually really
very
powerful. Yeah. Larger dice pools, it doesn't do a whole lot for you.
Yoda activating here for Joe. Just going to move, he says.
All right, Anakin's going to activate. I'm going to trigger. I'm going to flip it to offensive stance.
Okay.
I think Mind Trick is amazing on Yoda if you're playing a little bit more of an aggressive Yoda list. Because when you just hand out those suppression every turn for free, it's so effective. But in these KG clone balls, how often are you getting into range 2 of your opponent? Usually not till the very end of the game. So you're not getting a whole lot of use out of it.
During Joe and I's game, Yoda never got anywhere closer than range 3 of my entire army. He didn't take any offensive actions the entire time. It was only guidance for the most part.
So when you and Joe played, what objective were you on?
So we were playing a hostage exchange, Yoda versus Palp. So by the end of round 1, both of our hostages were in our deployment zones. Because of
So was he forced to come to you due to tiebreakers?
No, I was forced to come to him because I have a 3-point bid and he had full 800 points.
Okay.
And so I was able to advance forward with IG-88, pick up Yoda, only losing IG in return. So I had a 100-point advantage. He was forced to move ARC troopers in. Palp was able to do a few Palp things.
So then it was just trading back and forth.
It was trading back and forth. It came down to a difference of 30 kill points. The last shot of the game from a shore trooper unit picked up echoes and went from me being down 40 to up 30.
Wow.
So
What a game.
It was an incredible game. He was
And
a fantastic player.
That was JoJo Binks' only loss on the day.
Correct.
Only loss on the weekend. So
Yeah.
good job on that, Richard.
Thank
As a consolation prize.
I'll
This
take
is
what I can get.
this is Echo, by the way, moving up to take maybe
I
a
have
shot at Yoda.
Teams on Anakin, aim on
okay.
Padme,
He's
and
got
aim
offensive
from one of the
stance
shared
Anakin
clones.
to back it up as well.
5 aims.
He has
Five
5 aims.
aims.
Yeah.
So he's going to try to put 2
So
crits into
first
Yoda.
aim, and
There's
second
critical
aim.
one.
So 2.
2 crits into Yoda.
2 crits, and Yoda can't barrier himself, so that's
Yep.
partially why he chose that target.
Roll both.
He's going to roll both. No Guardian.
And then I guess
No
I'll try to aim for
protector
lethal in case you Guardian.
No medics on either of these squads, right? I don't think so. So these wounds will stick.
Take the wounds.
1 wound on Yoda.
Yeah, he took 1.
That could be huge later on in the game.
I won't bother with the suppression or the aim.
Anytime you take
Yeah,
a wound
yeah.
on a 5
I gotta just
health
grab all
surging
my
red
wounds.
defense character,
Oh, yeah.
it hurts.
It's devastating. And you have no medics in Joe's
No
list
medics,
either.
yep.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
wound
like
is going to stick.
turn 1, and by the end of it, you're like, I did 1 wound on Yoda. That's a successful turn 1 in that matchup like this.
Absolutely,
That's a
yeah.
super successful turn
In
1.
a game
Yeah.
of attrition like this, absolutely.
Yeah, Sam is very pleased with that result.
Because he does that 1 or 2 more times. Now, like turn 6, Yoda can't just go in and do what he
Yeah,
wants.
Yoda's just questionable now.
He's questionable.
Yeah, so he's working on the one thing that is going to really hamper him at the end of the game. But that is the end of turn 1. We're heading into turn 2 now.
It'll be interesting to see what command cards come out.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Looks like Anakin 2
And Luminous Beings.
and Luminous. Yeah,
So normal Anakin ramp up.
right.
Let's see here.
Luminous Beans, that's the Yoda 3 pip,
That's the
right?
Yoda 3,
So everyone's going to
right.
get an order. And he'll have tokens to share.
Share all the tokens.
2 aims, 2 dodges, 2 surges. Is that okay?
Just going to zoom in on these CCs here.
Before Yoda goes and generates even more.
Yep.
Luminous is the big battery turn where Yoda generates a bajillion tokens and shares it with all of his friends. And this is just for the players in chat. And then, of course, you underestimate my power.
Right?
Is the Anakin 2 pip, gives him defend, master of the force,
I'll give the Padme.
and crit surge. Certainly my favorite of Anakin's cards. It's really when his power level gets to the point where it's like, yeah, this is really efficient for the cost.
No, I'll give it to Padme. All right.
Yeah, without protector up, and then we saw that Sam doesn't have a ton of range 5 options, but Echo with 5 aims is a pretty effective shot.
Yeah,
It is.
forcing double crit every time into a target that has to just raw save it.
I think we're going to go with Padme first. She's going to quick thinking and dodge.
All right, so Padme token battery enabled on the round.
Yeah, and using it defensively. I think he fears an arc shot here, some arc shots coming back his way, especially on Yoda Luminous, generating a couple of extra aims.
And activate Yoda first.
Okay.
Yoda goes
He's
first.
going to take a dodge,
Uh-huh.
and then he is going to guidance. These are troopers. Over here.
The other thing to remember, too, if Yoda's taking any shots, he's also generating those tokens each
Jump
time he
coming
gets
in
shot.
handy.
Oh, yeah.
And so on Luminous being
That's a good
gonna
point. You don't want to shoot Yoda on this turn necessarily.
Right,
if
if you
he's going to
shoot
be generating aims.
Right, if you shoot Yoda, every time Yoda defends, he gets an aim. Every time he attacks, he gets a dodge. That is the Ataru mastery keyword.
I mean, Yoda's so cool. So he guidances a full arc squad. So it'll be interesting what Joe's next move with that arc squad is. That crate, I think, is tall enough to fully block line of sight. I'm not 100% sure.
Got a core.
So they both kind of have one squad scooting forward to try to get some value out of their dice. Because here's the other thing is, in my estimation, a lot of folks they're scared to take wounds. Your wound threshold, whether it's on a hero or on a squad, is a resource. It is one of your resources, right?
Right.
And so if you take attrition on one squad and then you rotate that squad to the back of the map to cap a safe point, those wounds essentially didn't matter.
Right.
A single unit leader scores an objective just as well as a full squad does.
That's true.
It is a strategy you have to be careful with because you could end up losing the squad faster than you think.
Well, especially when you have elite squads like ARC Troopers, though, where each model is about, 22-ish points, depending on the build. Every one of those wounds, removing 22 points of your list, hurts, and that adds up quickly.
Well, and you're taking dice out of your dice pool.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's definitely a calculated risk.
So here's Echo versus Echo. So this is Joe's Echo into Sam's Echo.
So
Yes, and the crits do get through on Yoda. Yoda can't dodge crits.
Not an amazing rollout there.
first aim on the arcs. Or no, we'll spend a Yoda aim first.
Yoda aim.
Oh, you can re-roll that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cocked. So double hit.
So one Yoda aim.
One Yoda aim out.
He's rolling for
Sorry, who's
crits.
that
He's
aim?
not getting them.
Second Yoda
Okay.
aim.
There's just too many examples.
The
Yeah,
arcs,
super aim.
the arcs would have got one off guidance.
Oh
Nothing.
my gosh.
Ugh.
Brutal. And then I guess we'll spend our own.
Nothing.
One going in.
We'll just dodge that.
Oh, yeah.
Padme dodge.
So Echo shot there, spending 4 aims and failing to find a crit.
So 8 dice with surge to crit. You average around 2 crits, I think. It's close. Because you got the surge,
it
1
should
out of 8. You got the crit, 1 out of 8.
Correct.
It's not exactly 2, but it's around that number.
Yeah.
And not finding a single one is...
Yeah, that's really painful.
Nah, it's fine.
Into all those exemplar
And all your
dodges.
aims are gone.
Yeah, now all your aims are
Okay.
are done.
I'll go into the stack. It's a core.
So again, we're not going to see anything too exciting for these
Yoda's
first
already
few
gone,
turns. We're going to
correct?
see a wound here and a wound there, and that's what we'll
Yoda's
keep
gone,
up on
Echo's
is the
gone.
attrition. Yeah, he did. But Yoda is, as Michael pointed out, Yoda's in the same spot, so he's open to getting shot. Protector should be back up.
Yes.
So Protector Boyle
Can I catch you in the open?
can block a couple crits into Yoda.
Oh, there's just too much going on.
Boyle just has Guardian 1, though,
So I'm going
correct?
to move up to...
So,
Oh, so he could block 1 crit.
It'll just
One
be
crit into Yoda.
which, every shot you're not
Kinda
rolling
early.
on
Do I have you on
Yoda
four
or
already?
Palpatine or a Gideon
I
is
don't
great.
think so.
And that may be why he moved the Pykes up at range 4, because he thinks they're tanky enough to take some shots. And maybe he just wants, if he can force 1 crit into Yoda and knock down Protector, now Echoes are coming through. That may have been the strategy there.
And then it would have been on
Nate the Great.
dude here with the capo.
Yep, we had to make sure we get Yoda on.
So this squad is going to go...
Haven't seen him all weekend.
And the Pikes
Move
have
up
a
this back
very
squad?
decent range 4 attack
you're just
pool
gonna
as
move
well.
up?
Yeah.
Two black and a
So
red
here?
is respectable.
So got you.
And the Capo can
Just make sure.
shift him an aim, right, with aid. If the Capo goes first.
It's
Um,
hella good, or
does he
am I
have
even
capos?
closer?
He has one.
capos on the units.
He has 1 officer
Oh,
capo,
yeah,
I
that's-
think.
He has 1 Officer Capo.
So there's no range 3 shot coming in.
Not to mention he has Exemplar Padme aim. But
True.
Put the
you
boy-
saw he generated 4 for Echo last turn. But that's more of clone sharing. You can't share all of those to Pikes.
Now this might be a range 3 shot here into ARC Troopers.
somewhere.
I think he might just be skirting the edge of 3.
I wonder if they count those
So,
little
golden guys have 2
walls
dodges.
as light
These guys
cover.
only have 1 dodge.
Okay.
I'm going to throw range 4 shot heavy cover into those
Okay,
arcs.
range 4
so
heavy.
4 heavy. Okay. So not quite getting the range 3 that he
I had
wanted.
1 aim on Padme, and I auto convert a single surge with.
Is crit.
Not great.
Is that
It is heavy cover.
Oh, I thought that was
Also
a
the
crit on the screen.
No.
I misread it.
There's
There's a
it
crit.
is.
Crit.
Do you barrier that?
That was rough.
So I believe that was Padme's aim.
Yeah, it was Padme's aim.
See, I don't know. So you have surges that you can share here.
On
If-
the arcs?
If you barrier,
Okay.
Yoda's already gone. You're not getting that back till next turn.
Right.
And there's potentially worse shots coming
Got
at
him.
you.
He just face tanks it. There you go. Heart of the dice.
There's a world where that goes a lot worse.
Yeah, and Joe even admitting that he's like, yeah, I could have taken a blunk there and just taken a wound on our ARC troopers.
All right. I will activate that.
So Sam told us on stream at the end of the day yesterday that he doesn't like playing this army. He says it's not his favorite play style, but he thinks it's just a great choice into the tournament, and that's why
very-
he's doing it.
It's very strong.
He said it's starting to become his play style because he's been running it so much, but it's not his favorite archetype to play.
Right. It having played it a few times, I mean, this weekend, I'm looking at running it.
It's good.
To pick up my ticket.
It's good.
It's brutal. If you don't have answers for it, if you don't have the ranged pierce that can put out some crits into them, it is hard to crack that clone ball.
Single aim.
You're just giving me more reasons not to play Bright Tree in December.
Yeah, well,
Well, Bright Tree is a whole different animal.
that is. It
I'll
is.
spin the dodge and boil.
All right.
An ARC trooper is sniping back and Boyle dodging it. Trying to find some damage on Echo
Crazy
here.
that they natty rolled a crit. Neko couldn't get it before
I couldn't get it before in. That was like a black die too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Echo's
crit on
just
his
gotta roll
black dice.
and you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, let me roll blacks instead.
All right, core. That's unfortunate.
I still think you should bring Bright Tree.
Yeah, you think so?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just because, we saw one Bright Tree this weekend.
Yeah,
It's
and
not enough Ewoks.
It went 1 and 5, but the player was newer, and I don't think it's any indication of what Bright Tree, what its place right now is in the meta or in the. Yeah, I think it's possible too.
The community, I don't think, has cracked what makes Bright Tree work yet.
I agree with you.
There's been several attempts to crack Tempest
Sorry,
Force
I spin Padme's
recently.
name, I'm
We
sorry.
saw the 3 ATST version did all right. Corey was running the
Yeah, we just gotta
5
march
sniper
under
version.
the
I believe he was
unrelenting
on
fire
stream
of
at
these
some point this
arcs.
weekend. And I think
know who I
that's
wanna
getting
put
closer,
up
but
there,
that's another battle force that hasn't been cracked.
Yeah, by comparison to
Oh,
Tempest
yeah, no,
Force,
no,
like
no.
Bright Tree is like obscure. I think one because of the
We'll go for
barrier to
green, we'll just do
entry,
a climb.
Oh yeah.
because there's a cost barrier that you have to get over
Here?
to run the army in
Or not
tournament.
climb. Well, actually, I could
And second,
climb
because
further.
it's you basically don't shoot
And then
because you're taking like 3-4 units of
they rally?
skirmishers.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
So your shooting
that-
is
that'll be their only
pretty
action.
lackluster. So you have to find other ways to win.
They did it
Is
again.
The challenge
I
I think
did
of the
it
battle
again.
force.
All right, sorry about
Now
that.
the flip side is if you can
think
I
put
should be better about
12 to 14 activations on the table right now
Yeah,
in an 8 activation meta
right.
with a bid.
You're feeling pretty good about your life.
I'm gonna put
All you need to do is hide,
the RPS
stay
guy
out of line of sight, and then you're playing key positions,
here.
you're playing breakthrough, you're playing one of those activation
And this guy will
count
move
at
forward
the
for
end
the
of the
second
game
action.
matters type objectives, and then just bum rushing on 5 and
Over
6,
there, and then these guys
you
are
have
gonna
so
tuck
many
to the
wounds
side.
per unit.
I'm
Your
gonna tuck them
opponent
in over
can't take
here.
it out, and then you just
Okay.
overwhelm them with pure numbers.
thanks.
Exactly.
Now, granted, I'm not a Rebel player, so my opinion here on this is
Okay, so they don't move.
observational.
All right.
I mean, I've said this many times now. Bright Tree is playing the game on expert
And the
because you don't
analysis
save,
paralysis I get running
you
this
don't
thing.
shoot, and you have to find
I got
ways
easy
to
mode
win
over
that
here.
don't
No,
involve
the brain doesn't even
attrition,
do anything.
or that involve attrition
Where do I go
that's
when I
fully
can
under
go
your
there?
control. You also have to be the aggressor because you're taking the bid.
Nope.
to get your objective deck.
close.
So
Now, flip side is if you can find a magical way to put 6 of the melee Ewoks into your opponent's lines, especially if they're running a gun line, that's going to disrupt everything.
there is a list that can do that. I believe it's Han Chewie operative with Wicket. I think there's a way to run 6 skirmishers if you don't take the ATST, and you just W key and play Reckless Diversion to try to get those Ewoks
I'll go to
in.
the stack.
You guys keep mentioning
It's a core.
winning the game without shooting with the
I have
Ewoks.
Echo,
Yeah.
another core in the capo.
We saw that yesterday with your buddy Tyler Pridgeon.
We don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
suppression.
He did not shoot for 5 rounds.
They're
He
just
didn't
gonna
attack
double
for
move.
5 rounds. And he had the game kind of locked up in the center because he had Dooku and Asajj.
Yep.
2 force pushes.
Touching that slightly.
And we thought for a second he might win a game of Legion without ever attacking. And he ended up doing a couple melee attacks at the end, but
So Tyler's one of my locals. I've seen him play that list I don't know how many times now. I've seen him win games without attacking.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll say
we
don't
were,
move.
we were down in South Carolina maybe about a month ago, and he played that list into a Tempest Force triple ATST. Not a single unit in that game lost. Like, died, went off, whatever.
was that day 1? That might have been day 1. Not a single unit.
Not a single unit.
So,
it was insane.
If you're not familiar, you didn't catch the game. Tyler Pridgeon was playing Dooku Asajj, double Magna Guard with Protector, some repair bots, some med bots.
He's got what? He's got 1 repair bot, 2 med bots, a T series.
The ability to
else.
soak up and heal back up and stay full health was impressive.
He also has portable scanners on many of those.
2
he wants.
portable scanners.
So he's
Yeah.
handing out even more dodges to Dooku and Ventress, and he's got barrier on Dooku. and
Outmaneuver on the Magnus. Yeah, it's a super tanky
it's
list.
Miserable to play against.
Yeah. All right, back to the game here. By the way, if you missed it, Clone Commander bolstered Yoda, and one of the ARC squads.
I'm going to flip the defensive stance.
Okay.
So he's going to jump up there, but he's going to take an aim action.
All right.
He's going to get a suppression because he didn't make an attack.
Okay.
But Force Barrier will come back up. So I have an aim and a dodge on Anakin.
Aim and dodge?
Yep.
Okay.
The mobility, Sam has to keep in mind, the mobility of those jetpacks could cause a miscalculation later on in the game. He may think, oh, they got to go around that. No, they're just going to jump straight over. So
Right.
the jetpacks are going to be nice to have.
That's it.
Does Joe intentionally never jump the entire game so he forgets about it? Maybe.
I think it depends on what shots he can get, honestly.
Yeah, agreed. I say it half jokingly.
Here, do you want to hold this over range?
I don't think the key is not getting shot with the Ewoks. It's not getting flamethrowered.
Yeah, amen to that.
So the bright the Bright Tree list, the first match yesterday, they went up against a bunch of snow flames with Vader,
Yep.
and they just got absolutely just burnt to crisp.
They got obliterated, yeah.
I cut you off, David. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to
your
say...
Ewoks get flamed?
Oh, yes, they got hit by a ZX Boba Flamer.
Oh,
So the Boba Flamer... So Boba, apparently, because he has the card flamer and the command card flamer, can double flamer with Arsenal.
Well,
So-
actually,
so if
even
you-
more nasty against Ewoks. Couldn't you flame 2 Ewoks at the same
That's
time?
what I was going to say.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you do it with Arsenal, too.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I
Boba
got...
double flame. That's 2 Ewok wipes.
I had 28 skirmishers, and I lost 12 of them off the top.
Oh,
But it was
no.
still a close game because Han was bodying fools.
Throwing blocks
Okay.
this time, so
It was...
Yeah, watch out for those black dice.
when Han shows up to play, Han shows up to
You
play.
failed me
Yeah.
last time. Let's go.
He put his Boba in a very vulnerable spot, and
There's one.
oh, a crit.
Oh,
We'll
this looks
spend
like
one
one of those ARC Trooper shots.
we'll spend the second aim for funsies.
Yep.
1.
I like that
Doesn't
little.
find it.
All right. This is why Anakin deserves a seat at the among the masters. I will spin the surge,
All right.
and I'll take nothing.
There you go.
Yep. So they're targeting each other's heroes because barrier doesn't
I still
work
have the 2 suppression, though.
on the targets that take them, or on the heroes that take them.
It's all coming together.
And they're trying to
All right,
put pressure on
going
each
to
other's big
stack.
pieces.
It's a core.
Anakin is a tough nut to crack, though.
He can
So
be.
so this has
Once
to
you get
be,
those cards
the
up,
golden,
and
the golden
he's
boys.
got the Fend one, he's got the 2 surge tokens he's always getting every round.
I don't
I
think
mean-
I could get range 3.
Heavy cover, as long as you're paying attention to where your placement is,
No.
that's difficult to get through
Really.
and put wounds on.
Yeah.
So that's range 4. I want to be. So I'm going to move up to outside range 4 of that. Our front.
And he's got
Can you
burst
hold that
speed
over
on
the RPS,
Anakin, doesn't he?
please?
Yeah.
No, I think it's push barrier.
Oh, push barrier, okay.
Right there.
Yoda has burst speed.
Outside.
Yeah, Yoda's
but
the
yeah,
burst of speed.
Inside range 4 there.
Cool.
This is
See
a bad
if we can
idea.
get some good angles on the armies here.
All right. I'm gonna trail a guy for the Royal Guardian business.
Absolutely
I got 2
beautiful
dodges, but-
painting from both players on the
Yeah.
minis
Shooting
as
this
well.
turn. I have 1 aim on
Joe's
Anakin.
army is
So,
very, very colorful with those
heavy
arcs.
cover. Let's see these crits.
All right.
I'm gonna
Disruptor
spend,
shot.
Ooh. Yeah, I need a crit. So I'll spend Anakin's aim on both of these. So it is 1.
1. We'll dodge.
Yep. All right.
Joe definitely feeling the pressure after taking that wound on round
All right.
1 on his Yoda.
And what we're starting to see with this is targeting priority and kind of stacking suppression on some of these units too. I think that's going to come into play here because the second you start losing actions due to suppression, that's going to really start to hurt.
Now that can slow down your advance.
They're
It's
just
also
out of range
war
for
weary
one.
is in.
Yes. I made sure to
Is into
move
play.
right there.
Right.
Yeah, because arcs really want to be, moving a little bit to get that tactical one, reposition where you need to.
Yeah, you're good.
And he will dodge.
Okay. Go on the stack. There's the capo. So you just have 1 clone trooper left?
Yep.
Okay.
There's Joe moving.
So Capo's
an
just
RPS
gonna move
squad up to just at range
he's, like,
4,
hiding here?
possibly
And
a
you
fire
have
support
Echo
coming in
left?
next turn.
Oh, sorry, I didn't rally on the camera about this.
You have Echo in this squad in the back?
Yes, just Echo.
Oh, just Echo, okay.
So he'll just move up to there. That's all he'll do.
All right. We'll aim dodge.
All right. So should Echo just shoot Yoda again?
I
I
mean,
only
it
have
worked for
1
you the
aim
first
this
turn.
time.
You might. I mean, it's a way to go.
And at this point in the turn,
Yeah, Echo's just gonna shoot Yoda.
On
I'm gonna
Yoda
aim-
from being shot
actually,
aren't
I'll
going
keep
to
out
do as
close
much
here.
as they were earlier.
He's only
in
got the
turn.
single aim, right?
Yeah. Partner will stay where he is. So I'll just aim shoot.
Okay.
1 crit.
1 crit.
I'm gonna spend my aim.
Might as well
Alright.
reroll it for the surge.
1 crit on Yoda.
We're going to take it on Boyle.
With the Guardian.
Yep.
Oh yes, yeah, I used the aim.
Okay, so he
Oh, you do have to roll for it though.
spends.
Oh,
I didn't pierce it because I used
Oh,
the aim.
that's
to
true.
reroll.
That's right.
He gets to roll his defense dice because he didn't
sorry.
pierce.
So you select pierce.
You're good.
He's got surge tokens.
I'll spend his surge.
There you go. Lands it.
Nothing has died.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Nothing yet has died.
End of
In
round?
turn
Yeah.
2, the defensive
I'm gonna
tech
just do these
stacking
dodges
working
here,
for both
so I
players
don't
here.
forget them.
Are we ready for a few updates from the other tables?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, so Nick Bodnar versus who's the Blizzard Force player over there?
it's Kyle Crosser.
Kyle Cross. So Blizzard Force versus Rebels. They're playing hostage. I saw 9 dead Empire minis and 3 dead bikes, and 0 dead models on the Rebels.
Wow.
But Vader is engaged with a Mark II hostage. I'm assuming maybe a Vader's might because it's
your player pack, so we muted you. All right. Can you take this off? Yeah, you can take it off. Yeah.
you can leave it on. It's mute. Like no one's gonna hear you. Yeah, it's muted.
Yeah, it's muted.
Sam has to run to the bathroom. So Vader is engaged with the Mark II hostage. I'm assuming Vader's might because it seems like it was pulled so close to his side of the board. So Vader's going to have to carry that one on his back because the attrition is way in the favor of Nick.
Interesting. Interesting.
Then we had Kentucky Dan versus Mike Berry
Yeah, how's that
playing Intercept.
Intercept. Okay.
I saw about 8 dead clones on Mike Berry's side, and I saw Pykes swarming the middle objective, so they're scoring early. and 0 dead models on Dan's side.
Interesting.
So, of course, I didn't dig in any deeper than that, but
Of course.
that's where they're at. And then Kyle Dornbos versus Josh Fluffysaurus, Blizzard Force versus clones. They're playing hostage as well. There's about 5 dead minis on Josh's side. I saw 0 on Kyle's, but it's hostage. I didn't really get a good analysis of where the hostages are or who's engaged with who. But so not a big update, but they are playing hostage. So it's Anakin versus Vader. They're on hostage exchange. So that's the update. And then what have I missed over here? Any more wounds going through?
Few shots back and forth, a lot just bouncing off of the defensive tech. You know, we had a shot go into Anakin, spent the surge, shot into Yoda, guardianed it off to Boyle. Boyle spent a surge, so
just sharing all their stuff, staying alive.
yes, sir.
All right, looks like Sam's back. So, yeah, I'll try to run off every so often and see how the other tables are doing.
Let's 2 back into the players now, just briefly see where we're at as Sam returns from the bio break.
Yoda 2-pip coming out.
Still plenty of time left in the round. I know we're only we're
right.
getting ready for round 3 here.
Salt?
Yeah. Oh, this is yours.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's a 3-pip. So assault for Sam, and I think
That looks like Yoda's 2-pip.
Yoda 2. Yeah, so there is no try for Joe.
Which is brutal with giving, was it Relentless on ARC Troopers that are able to move, generate that aim, Sharpshooter 1, take that shot, and get 2 shots off in a round. Very strong.
Okay. My 2 orders. One on this ARC Trooper, one on Yoda.
Okay.
Both are going to get a dodge and relentless for the turn,
Yep. Now maneuver.
and outmaneuver. Then I'm going to direct an order from the clone commander to this RPS.
So Anakin and Padme will get it, and then he will push his dodge to the yellow guys. So Anakin,
All right. I'm going to start off by activating these ARC Troopers.
sounds good.
Now we're
We
going to
got 2
see some
dodges on
fire.
them.
Yep. A dodge and
He's got
Anakin.
one. All right. See what we can do. We're going to rally the arcs.
Yep. Hey. They're in panic territory.
What? Yeah, they're panicked. Right. So they are going to. They're going to move up just into range 3.
Okay.
Courage 2 arcs not caring about 1 suppression.
We'll take a shot at those
Pykes.
Pikes. We're going to fire support with the RPS that moved up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then we are going to probably jump back.
Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see how I'm feeling.
Feeling lucky, Mr. Krabs?
Okay. So, range 3 dice pool, single aim. No RPS.
Heavy down to light, and you have access to 3 dodges?
3 dodges and force barrier.
And barrier. Okay.
Let's see if this fire support can crack the defensive tech of Sam. This is Joe's fire support coming in.
Oh, not great.
Not amazing.
How many aims does he have? Got to have at least
There are
1.
2 dodges
Just 1, I think.
and barrier. Nothing's happening.
Yes.
So we're going to spend the aim and try to do something.
Yep.
Yep, spend the aim for more paint, hopefully. There's a crit.
Single crit.
Okay, so I'll dodge the crits.
All right.
I'll dodge the second hits.
Okay.
So how many left are 3?
Oh, and one should come off from cover, so nothing should happen. We didn't account for cover.
So you had 5 total?
Yeah.
So 1 for cover, 2 dodge, and then I'll barrier the other 2.
Yeah.
Yep, nothing happens.
Okay. What's the second,
Brutal.
That is nutty.
second action?
Well, not nothing. Barriers down and the dodges are down.
That's true.
It's just a matter of, does Joe have any other follow-up?
Right, it made him spend resources.
Yeah.
Whatever the case.
Damn.
But the second Anakin goes,
Okay.
barriers back up, more dodges on Anakin with Exemplar. That bubble is going to be right back up the second Anakin or Padme goes. So it's
Like so.
What a way to
We'll
play
have an
Legion.
it's
Yeah.
something. Defensive tech
so-
in
so I have
Legion
one
has
dodge and Anakin
really
left.
taken the scene in the last 2-3
Barriers
months.
down.
Yes.
And some of the defensive tech that you can pull off, I'm guilty of it as well with my palp shenanigans I
Yeah.
was trying to pull this weekend. It's just absurd.
So somebody asked earlier, could Dens and Bam in conjunction with Iden Sniper be effective into like this defensive tech? Maybe. Probably. I've actually been running a Rebel list that is 3 strike team snipers, Dens and Bam, Cassian with K2, and a Leia Bombard, and it is quite effective at digging into clones or bikes and removing models off the board like just right off rip.
I think Iden's a very good counter, and I think the Empire Rebel snipers that have high velocity are very good. Cassian's another example of that. The Amban rifle. Yes, because you're just automatically doing 1 wound. That's going to chip through everything.
It's not it's a lot of points for the effect.
Well, the other thing too is you have to remember is you get 1 of those a turn, right? So in a 6-round game, you do a maximum of 6 wounds for 100. What? That's 100.
But if it's 6 wounds that matter a lot, that can be. It's 6 more wounds than a lot of armies are doing into these clones. That's fair to say.
That's true, and you stay very, very safe with a key piece. Have the option to pick up a bounty.
I'm not up here saying that Den and Bam is like the next big thing in Legion, but I think in conjunction with an Iden or a Cassian, enabling Hunter, it can be an effective tool.
It could.
I agree. I think taking Din with just the Amban rifle might be the play.
Yeah, that's how I run it. Den and Bam, no command cards. As a backup, he's a decent linebacker with Immobilized 2 melee. So he can be that linebacker for the Rebels if a Force User is diving in and stuff. So
Right, with the mobilized weapon.
Yep.
I'm interested to see if Iden and Cassian become even more popular after this with their high-velocity marksmen, with all of the defensive tech. High-velocity marksmen and
that's why I've been
throw
running
Hunter
it.
on both of them.
Yep, Hunters. Rocky Top last year, I ran 4 Hunters, and it was good. It was good because the meta at the time had so many heroes, Magna Guards, and things like that. This being said, Anakin just took 2 dodges, got back Force Barrier, so the defensive tech is back up.
All right.
And then his-
Okay. Let me know when you're good.
Yep.
4 Hunters is not cheap these days. Those Hunters, I think, were a little cheaper.
Yeah. I think, didn't Hunter go
It went up by 2.
4 to 6.
4 to 6?
Yeah, it went up by 2.
Man,
You can't run that many these days. It's too expensive.
it existed when Hunter was 4. Man,
Yeah. When you could run back in the day, I loved a good Iden Krennic double.
And I
what was
think
it?
I
Iden
have line of
Krennic,
sight of Anakin.
Probably.
Inferno, an ISF,
I
and
do
2
so.
Death Troopers.
Yeah.
All
It's
of
a lot
them.
of special forces.
All of them, Hunter and offensive push. When offensive push was cheaper too.
Will be
So you got-
just the
It's
sniper.
brutal.
Yeah. You got aim from them and aim on their buds.
Right. All right. Come on.
All right, here we go.
Blocks a crit again, I riot.
But the defense tech is back online.
Ah, thank God.
It's currently just a suppression.
Right.
Pull down there now.
So I'm going to spend 1 aim. I'll spend the second aim.
So I know most folks know this, but if he was to roll 2 blanks on a reroll, he'd still get the suppression. As long as you roll the hit at some time throughout the attack dice roll step, you get the suppression. So there's not a risk of like losing that suppression effect by missing on an aim.
And then she'll click a quick thinking, of course. Back to you.
Okay. You drawing.
That's my Legion lesson for this round.
Commander.
It's a good lesson.
It'll
Not
be the
a lot of
commander.
people know that.
He is going to bolster the ARC troopers. So 1 and 2.
Uh-huh.
And then we will take a aim.
Yeah, Force Barrier will deny Iden shots. That's why in the list I run, you have to saturate with as many high-velocity range threats as you can. So, yeah, you can block Cassians, but can you block the other 3 snipers? And, you know, that's the idea.
Listen.
Is that you can't barrier everything.
The what is it? The the 6 sniper Tempest Force list, I think, has a real chance
Yep.
to come in
If you
to
run
this meta. If this clone ball continues,
It is
I
something
think
that
that's
can
a
beat
decent
it.
chance.
Yep. Unfortunately, with that, you can't sneak Iden in there. That would be insane.
God,
But-
could you imagine Iden and Tempest Force?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So he moves, and they'll take a name.
Okay.
Getting a shot of Sam's army here on the screen now.
4 unit.
Look at that brick.
Boyle.
Yeah, medics are huge. Medics really hurt that high velocity plink game because when you do sneak those 2 or 3 through, they just heal them back. But not everybody runs them.
No.
You got 2 players right here in the top 8 that aren't running medics. I think Kyle Dornbos has 1 medic.
I think so too.
I think he has 1. So it's not like they're just spamming medics.
Well, the other thing too, you know, the clone medic's kind of a double-edged sword too because it's adding an additional attack die to the pool, but it only has 1 med charge.
It only has 1 med charge. For its price, it's amazing value. But for a defensive tech, you would love 2 med charges and
Well,
not the attack dice.
Yeah,
but
Republic med clone is what, 15 points?
It's 15 now.
points.
Yeah.
And the Imperial med buy is 18.
if you're utilizing it to get an extra black dice in your attack, the value is really great.
Yeah.
If you're never attacking with it anyway, then then it feels like one's just one heal's not great.
Listen, a phase 1 5s with a medic is sweet spot of 8 black dice and a heal 1 courage 2 core. Like that's just good.
Paladin, I'm not sure. Your guess is as good as mine. I have not seen Cody on a table. I've not heard of Cody on a table, but there is enough clone lists that one definitely could be snuck in there.
Decent work.
You-
It is a suppression, though.
Your best bet is to sort through game uplink and see if you can find it.
He's an imposter, man.
Right.
Unlike mine over here,
Not
the
a
real.
single crit in.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Joe's-
Shadow. That means a lot.
Thank you, Shadow.
All right, core.
So Joe's Echo needing to go back to sniper school because he can't seem to find a crit at all this game so far in 3 rounds.
Out. Range 3 there.
The outmaneuver on Sam's side versus Joe doesn't have a bunch of outmaneuver on his side.
Right.
So that's a key difference. The crits on Sam's side coming through are super effective.
Yes.
The crits, even if he's rolling crits back the other way, largely not effective as long as he has the defensive tech up still.
Mean green. I'm gonna come up.
All right.
I might move backwards a little bit. I'm not thinking.
Actual attrition wise, have I missed anything? Is it just still Yoda on 1
It's
wound?
Still Yoda on 1 wound and
So
no other damage.
I don't think any other models have even come
Nope,
off the table yet.
I don't think they lost anything.
Nope. They have not lost a single model yet, and Yoda has just taken a wound.
Do you mind holding this at range 4?
Yeah.
And then. All right. So.
This is a very technical
I
game
don't
of
wanna be
Legion.
ranged.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
range
It's
4,
technical and positional, and some of those games are the best.
I'm gonna come up.
They leave you brain dead after that.
They do, yeah. And there's 2 more rounds after this for the winner.
Boys, 'cause we gotta. So you guys have 1 dodge, no aim. I'm gonna just put these up here for the golden boys.
Okay. This is range 4 shot. There.
Yeah, this is gonna have to be a range 4 shot. There's no alternative.
We need like a sound effect for like a room update as
Yeah.
far as that goes. But no, went and peeked at Nick's Rebel list, playing Blizzard Force on hostage. Vader is dead.
Vader is
Vader is dead.
Oh my gosh.
Kyle's hostage is fully nested into his deployment zone and probably will never get shot again. So
Oh my
he has
goodness.
2 points locked up. Ahsoka's sitting in the middle of the table next to Nick's hostage, so he still has to pick up his hostages and score. But he is way up on kill points and attrition, so as long as he can get that hostage back to his zone, it's looking like Nick's pretty good. But yeah, Vader went down. So Vader could not solo carry the hostage situation.
Just a shot of the rest of the top 8 while we're talking about it.
What's going on with the other 2 games?
Didn't take a look. One at a time, Richard.
One at a time. Understood. Roger,
Here I go.
Roger.
All right, we're gonna get some updates on the other 2 games here for the top 8 as the players continue the round here.
I'll just put it
We're
down
coming
here.
towards the middle or end of round 3. Key positions, advanced positions, war weary if you're just joining us.
I might cut
80
that
minutes
a
still
little
left on the
short.
clock.
80 minutes left on the clock, so plenty of time to get to 6 here. And 6 will be absolutely vital because 6 is going to be the turn, if you ask me.
All right.
Sorry.
And he might be just short.
Just short.
Both sides trying to do
That's
attrition to
fine.
one
Okay,
another,
that's
but
fine.
not exactly succeeding at that task.
We knew it was going to be
I think I
difficult.
just have 4
these-
left.
These defensive balls are very, very difficult to get through and put any wounds on, let alone any significant number of wounds.
I think you're
Half of
you're
it's
just
locked
short
behind
there.
red
You only have
saves.
4 left, you said?
So
That's
even
right.
if you force
I
the
got like
save,
3
it's
core
still a
left,
50-50
including the ones
to
I
not
just
do
pulled.
anything.
An echo, yeah.
So a couple more updates. Kyle Dornbos versus Josh. Hostage exchange. Josh's hostage is pulled back really far and safe, and he has Vader engaged on Kyle's hostage. Attrition-wise, it looks like Kyle is up though,
Okay.
and he did something cheeky. I noticed Vader's engaged in melee against a piece of terrain, and so because Kyle's unit leader wouldn't fit in melee, he actually cohered him max distance towards the rest of his army, and so the hostage is kind of sticking further away from Vader.
Smart.
So if the unit was to go down, it's in a better position than it would have been. So Kyle, he's got all the tricks up his sleeve, but the clones are look like they're full health. So does Vader hold out? That's what it's going to come down to. And I'm sure Anakin's going to get in there soon. And then the other matchup, you had the Shadow Collective versus of Kentucky Dan versus Mike Berry. I had the count in my head. I think it's 15 or 17 of the clone models are dead.
Wow.
It is intercept, and only a single model is dead on Dan's side, but that model is Bosk. So Bosk
Okay.
is down. That's big.
That's big.
Based on the positioning, I would only imagine that Dan is scoring both turn 2 and turn 4 central objective because he's all huddled around the middle. So it'll be Mike going for some sort of turn 6, finally coming over the top with the attrition and getting in there. So.
Which is going to be interesting because Dan out-activates Michael by 2
Yeah,
starting.
I mean, I'm doing these at a quick glance. I'm not asking the players any questions.
Yeah, I just want to not interfere.
Yeah, we're not interfering. But Dan looks like he's in a pretty good spot.
Pretty strong spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, turn the
And-
players back on now.
I guess I have an aim on the Boyle squad there. Yeah, I'm going to shoot Yoda, so I'm going to aim shoot with Echo into Yoda.
Okay.
So it's 1 crit.
1 crit.
Wow.
I'm going to...
Just crits on demand, baby.
I'll spin Boyle's aim.
All right.
And then, because I need to declare this now, I believe, if you want a barrier, Guardian, I'm going to spend his aim on Pierce
Okay.
for the lethal.
Yeah, right.
Right. I do that before you, Guardian, right? Just
Pretty sure.
Hob?
I believe Sam is correct.
I knew this would come up in our game too.
Right.
So if I'm shot Yoda with Echo. I'm gonna do 2 crits. So before I have to spin my lethal aim before he can Guardian, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll spin the aim.
Okay.
So Echo will spin his aim and he'll spin Boyle's aim.
All right. I'm going to spend a dodge on Yoda.
Oh yeah.
Outmaneuver for the turn.
Yep.
And then Boyle's going to take 1 for the team.
Yep.
Yeah, Boyle just takes it.
So outmaneuver for the turn. Yoda keeps Yoda on 1 health, but Boyle Boyle loses a model.
That's as I said, the players say the first model of the game being
Yeah.
removed. So gross.
So those of you that didn't follow the judge question there,
Yoda time?
Sam was asking, like, can he wait for Joe to declare whether he was using Guardian or not before deciding to use the aim? He was trying to see if he could save the aim. But I think he knew he couldn't, but he just wanted to be
He wanted to
sure.
clarify. Yeah.
DC-15 squad.
Golden Boys on DC-15.
Yep.
All right. Let's get a dodge going on him.
For a ref.
Anytime you can take a model off Boyle, that's one model he doesn't have later. So it's not bad. He was caught off guard by the outmaneuver. I noticed. I seen it in his face. So he was hoping to force a save into Yoda for sure.
I mean, the flip side, though, is the 2 crits on the one Echo side and no crits on the other Echo side is really starting to show some differences here.
It's turn 3. And in my experience, the dice usually swing back and even out at some point, but not always. But yeah, one Echo is quite a bit more effective than the other, huh?
And then, I believe, oh, sorry, Echo has 1. I should rally for that now.
I mean, Joe's still pretty much full health.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
He has 1 wound on Yoda. He's lost 1 Boyle model. It's not like he's, his screen's not flashing red yet.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Let me know if you want me to hold it or something.
It's not time for the Malibor paint over.
No,
yet,
it is not
Dave.
time for that, and may not be for a while. So, guys, I'm just going to say it now. We are sponsored by Malibor Paints. If you guys want to visit at Malibor_paints on Instagram, you can go check that Instagram out and see if you like the painting. And if you do, you can contact them for commission. There are limited commission spots available. Malibor_paints on Instagram.
That's the beauty, Joe, of any game, but, Legion, and we all have our anecdotal experiences. And the crazy part is those do affect our decision-making, right? So if I know my Echo always misses, I might not do something with Echo that most players would say is the right thing to do because my Echo always misses. I know it. So it's funny. It's a funny thing about Legion.
We've got 2 aims available.
Uh-huh.
What's the target priority on this shot? Because I saw him measuring to a few different things.
Joe rolled a crit.
Yeah, we'll spend 1 aim,
Okay.
spend a 2nd aim.
All right.
1 crit going in.
Anakin takes it.
So Anakin take a wound.
Okay, that's a good
Even
answer back
Steven.
for Joe.
As far as the Force users.
Yeah, Bob, dude. All right. And then 4 guys into Golden Boys.
So that must have been a DC-15 because the critical didn't come through. So that was a DC-15, not Echo.
Oh, it looks
Yeah, 'cause he's a black die.
Firing.
Yeah, that was he's split firing with his ARC troopers actually. Yeah.
All right. I'll just dodge.
Yeah, seeing if I got 4 dodges on my Pykes, I don't
Joe doesn't
care.
even care for him to say what he's going to do. He's like, I know you're going to block them all somehow. It's fine. Just give him a suppression. It's the end of the round.
All right.
I think there's 1 or 2 more activations to go.
I will go with the Golden Boys. So I have 2 suppression on them. I need to rally 1 off. I rallied none. It's okay. They have an aim from the capo. And
All right.
Padme has an aim if I need it. So they're going to shoot range 3 into your arcs.
Okay,
And
this
you
could
are, I
be big
believe, in
for
range 1
Sam.
of Yoda, right?
They're finally a range 3 shot on ARC troopers.
All right, this is my time to shine. And the Anakin,
What range is this? 4?
3.
3,
Because
okay.
you shot me range 3.
And who is it?
The
RPM?
guys you just shot.
A full pike bow is a lot of dice,
So,
too.
so they'll auto convert 1 surge for free, and then I'm going to use their own aim here. So I'll convert 1 surge from them, and then 1 from Anakin's surge. So looking at 8 saves, 2 go away to cover. So 6 after cover.
6 after
Full
cover.
boat Pike shot.
Barrier 2.
Okay. You do have a dodge.
Any shared dodges?
Yep. Spend a dodge.
Okay.
That leaves us with 3.
Right there, the
Leaves you 3.
defensive tech of these lists on display.
Right,
still
8
3
down to
saves.
3.
The Pikes we've seen on stream have just been blasting
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm aware.
Richard.
I'm horribly, painfully aware.
All right, 1 ARC model falls.
As I said that, I forgot that Richard was the victim of many of those attacks.
Yeah,
Squad.
ARC model does fall
They're
there.
gonna.
Which,
I
again,
wanna
we
do
were talking about it
something.
before. 22 points right there.
Shoot. I'm just gonna come up to here. Yeah. back just a tad.
Way sooner than he should have.
Here.
Oh, wow. All right, here's the breaking news. So Nick Bondar advances. He took down Kyle's Blizzard Force.
Kyle
And
Crosser's Blizzard Force.
Kyle Crosser.
Not Kyle Dornbos.
Yeah, Kyle Dornbos is playing clones. The update we got, not to take any away from Nick, but the white saves on Nick's side were strong. The Vader saves on Kyle's side were apparently not strong, and that was a big factor in it. But in the end, the Rebels take down Blizzard Force in a hostage exchange game. Impressive.
So here's another range 3 Pike shot into, I believe, the same ARC troopers. Big save here.
Roll 4.
Big save.
Just one.
Finds another wound, but that's...
Chip damage matters.
Man, Joe just must be breathing sighs of relief every time his defense dice come up.
Into the round.
Because that is like... I'm grinding my teeth if I'm in Joe's shoes.
They found that those units found their way through. The tech was down. And
Yeah.
the saves were forced. I think we're going to see a lot more shots starting next round.
Yeah, we're getting into it. Into round 4 here. Players know as they approach the point, they're going to get more shots. But again, Yoda, the X factor in all of this.
There were a couple Dark Troopers, Nate. There's at least one Dark Trooper unit. Not a lot, though. I'd have to search and find the list.
I can tell you, I played the Dark Trooper.
Dark Trooper, Death Troopers combo.
No.
Okay, so then there was 2 then, because I remember
two.
a 3 Death Troopers with a Dark or something. So, what's the list you played?
I believe it was Gus Smythe was the one who I played against. It was Gideon. It was a Dark Trooper. It was an Inferno squad. 2 strike teams with sniper. 2 shores with heavy weapons.
So kind of just like Empire good stuff with a.
It was an Empire, platter of a variety of different things. I'll tell you, Dark Troopers still good.
Still good.
Still good.
Deciding on command cards.
Yeah, it turns out 2 activations with range 2 blast shots throwing 10 dice does work.
All right.
Aggressive negotiations.
All right.
Into another luminous
so
beings.
Padme's going to get the order to Anakin, which will get him that dodge.
So aggressive negotiations could pull a clone unit into fire support range or something unexpectedly.
It could.
Luminous beings.
Yeah, luminous beings again.
So that means he will get priority. He could a fire support shot could get through all the defensive tech.
It could.
Yeah, Sam's saying, I need to kill that ARC squad this turn. He knows.
If he's able to take that ARC squad before it gets back out of line of sight, that is going to swing attrition heavily into Sam's favor. He'll be up 2 activations.
Yeah, 2 activations, 107 points
Yeah, I'll get to
removed.
the DC-15 squad. Is that critical? Okay. And they will take aim or dodge here. Sorry, so Anakin will get a dodge from the card.
Yeah, Anakin's going to
Sorry,
take
Anakin's
dodge
going to get
from...
an aim from the card.
Oh.
And
Okay.
I'm also going to get an aim. Sorry, I'm going to give this to the other guys.
Go
They're
on.
gonna take it.
He's going all in to kill these arcs. I
Yeah,
think.
he's going all in. And I don't think he's going to fire support because he took an
I
aim
just
on
need
that
to draw
face
and-
up.
Anyone but the capo, please, or Padme.
I mean,
Oh, so he doesn't need the speed 1 move. He gets the dot.
He does tokens instead.
He gets tokens instead. Okay. He's already in range of what he needed.
oh, but he drew Padme.
Yeah,
That is
so he's
most
not going to get a
unfortunate.
chance to shoot before those arcs can
So she's going
withdraw.
to quick think for
Yep, because he has perfect order control on luminous beings.
Yes.
another dodge. Back to you.
All right, we're going with those arcs.
Yep.
Yep. And they're going to skedaddle.
Let's see what happens. Here.
Oh, the barricade's going to slow him down. Oh wait, they can jump.
They can jump. They have...
Ooh, they did get one off. That
he
was
rallies one.
key.
Very clutch. That means they get 2 actions now.
1 action, they may have not been able to fully get out of there.
Exactly. Now they can run if they need to. But yeah, these arcs should be, and I think Joe knows, is going to rotate them back.
I think I can get over this wall. If you want to double stack it.
That's fine.
Okay.
It looks pretty close to me, but that's just. I think if they agree to it.
Yeah, Sam doesn't give him a hard time.
Okay, he bent.
Margin
the
of
tool.
error.
Yeah, it's a margin of error thing.
As long as both players agree,
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with it.
So they got aims on Yoda and
Oh, we're still taking a shot into Anakin.
Okay.
Anakin has 1 dodge on him, right?
Yes, Padme has 2.
And Anakin
So,
still hasn't
you're
played
looking
one
for
pip,
crits, yeah.
and so doesn't have outmaneuver.
Ooh.
So if he can
Spend
find
the
a
aim
crit here,
on ourselves. Just take the suppression.
All right. I'm okay holding my activation. I feel pretty good here. Not going to Anakin. Oh man, that Padme draw.
Right.
Jeez. All right, core.
so are you looking forward to Geonosians?
I am.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Poggle.
And so the models are 1, 2, 3.
Looking
like
forward
that?
to seeing what they
It's
do
brown,
with
red.
Sun Fac. He apparently is going to make
all
an
the blues
appearance.
are-
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to put the Nantex in
So if I want
Legion.
to
That'd be
fire
pretty
support here, I'm
hilarious.
still
I'm hoping we get an announcement about one of those support models that will act like an FD turret.
Yeah, like a Sonic cannon.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be sweet.
I'm
That'd be
hoping they
super
get something.
Rob
more
just came
than-
by for another update. He said Kentucky Dan looks like he kind of has it just locked up.
Oh wow.
Just more attrition in favor of
So
him.
that is unfortunate. Michael Berry going out in top 8 potentially here.
And then Kyle Dornbos versus Josh. He said it's a barn burner. There's too much going on to really get a sense of someone being ahead. Vader's still in melee with the hostage. Anakin and the clones are still full powered. They're trying to get after him. So
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Let me just say I'm glad that CIS doesn't have Universal Guardian. I'm just happy for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
If Magna Guards had Universal Guardian, the game would be over.
Oh, yeah.
It would just be triple Magna all the way.
Sorry, and it's 1, 2, 3,
There
4,
would be
5,
no
6. See
reason
all
to
the guys,
do
right?
anything else.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're looking at orange
No,
RPS.
I'm personally
Say
very
again?
excited for
Orange
Main Extravaganza and
Yeah.
hopefully seeing a lot of new and interesting things coming to Legion.
I'm considering whether to do a restream. So I don't know if I want to do that because I don't want to be mean to them. Because I mean, I don't know if it's a mean thing to do, but like, there's people that like, the event will happen, they'll restream it and they'll comment about it.
Yes.
And so I mean, like, I don't know if I want to. We'll call it a watch party or whatever.
a watch party.
Yeah, a
Isn't
watch
that
party.
many
Host it
YouTubers make their money off other people's content?
That's true.
Why let it stop you, David?
Ethics. I don't know.
Nah, oh my gee, holy moly!
Whoa.
I'm going to spin
that
the
a
aim
Pike
from the
shot?
RPS squad next to them.
That's a Pike RPS fire support. Or no, it's
Do I
a.
want to roll
That's
these
another
twice?
crit.
That's another crit.
Only 2 blanks. So that was this aim.
That caught us by surprise.
Nope. I'll keep it as is. So 2 for cover.
2 for cover. We'll
So what's 1, 2, 3, 4?
We play a
5,
dice game,
Sorry,
but
8.
That's
It'll be
a lot
11
of
total
them.
saves.
11
total.
saves.
Dodge 2 of those down to 9.
I don't know who's
Down to
shooting.
9?
We were talking.
I think it's the 2 clone squads. It's the DC-15 and the RPS.
This is
Yeah,
ouch
but
time.
who's the defense?
I
Who's
think
defending?
the ARC Troopers.
And you're not no guardian.
Well, it's not the ARC
Those
troopers
are
that
nine
are
right
on
now.
3
Yeah, I'll
because they
guardian.
have at least
Okay.
a couple minis out of line of
it
sight.
can't be.
We'll do guardian
It might be
first.
that close up clone squad.
Come on, Boyle.
Boyle blocks
Oil box 1.
8.
down to 8 after dodges and guardian.
Oh, that is not a lot
You
of
will
paint.
spend
No.
2 surges.
Take 3.
Luminous beings coming in clutch.
So let's see what models are.
Oof. So everyone but the RPS and the other guy, right?
Yep. So RPS
Okay, yeah,
and the
it's
dude
the
are
clone.
alive.
So that's a clone phase 1.
Okay.
Lost 3 minis.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, I
Which-
got you, and then I'm like, oh wait, you're a clone player, and you're rolling.
For that many hits to only lose 3 models isn't horrible.
Yeah, that's really-
But with how defensive this game is, Sam has to be super happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was a bonkers roll.
Yeah, that was nuts. So that was the DC-15 fire supported by an RPS.
I'm
And
sorry,
getting
they spent 2 surges, right?
11 hits after cover, down to 8 from Guardian and dodges.
Evan encourages you to lose your ethics.
To be unethical.
Listen, if you're
on
having a
turn
watch party
4.
for Mini Extravaganza, I'll be in chat.
Okay. I only really care about the Legion portions. So,
Absolutely.
and I mean, like, the roadmap is like 9 a.m. on a Sunday, I think.
Well, it's Pacific time.
Well,
Well,
it's Pacific times, yeah. So I guess I could make that happen. Usually, I'm busy in the morning with my son, so
gotcha. For me on the East Coast, that's noon.
yeah, that's
I
noon.
get to sleep in a little
That's
bit.
true.
All right, so now attrition-wise, heavily in Sam's favor. He has
Yes.
1 wound on Anakin.
I think that's it.
Joe on the other side has a wound on Yoda. He's down a Boyle. He's down a Boyle model. He's down 3 clones on a phase 1. He's down 3 arcs. Or is it 2 arcs? 2 arcs.
Yes, it's 2 arc models.
2 arcs on a full arc squad. So 2, 3, 5, 6. 6 models down of clones, plus a wound on Yoda.
The Green Boys.
I'm good at counting.
The other thing, too, is Sam is pushed much more aggressively towards that center point than Joe has been able to so far.
Sam started a lot further, but he's been moving up. And yeah, good point. Good point.
Joe tried to creep up, but was forced back by that Pike offensive at the end of last round.
Wow.
Another full boat Pike
Richard,
shot.
what's your thoughts on Pykes rolling all hits?
It's
Is it familiar?
part of my nightmare from last night and basically final round yesterday.
I don't play Pykes often, but in general, when I play units that don't surge to hit, I just whiff.
It's when 50-50 chance black dice roll 100% every time.
Jeez.
It starts to hurt.
Those 2 rolls right there. Boyle does his thing.
Boyle's doing great. Ooh, those surge tokens are already down from Luminous Being.
RPS gone.
Phase 1
Yep.
down. Unit down.
That's the first unit down.
What were we at activation-wise?
Now it's down to 8 for Joe, I think.
No, 7 for Joe.
7 for
Started at
Joe.
8.
Yeah, he started at 8.
Oh, so he's down. He's 2 activations lower than Sam is.
Yes.
Yeah, Evan Pike's average 5, I believe. It's like 5 point something, maybe 5.4, I think, for Pikes on their average roll. So when they have aim support from
But on this
Anakin,
tournament, they have averaged 8.5 to 9.
I mean,
Like, no joke.
yeah, they've averaged,
Like crazy.
yeah.
Anyway, whatever that meter is that says who's has a better chance of winning.
Yeah.
it's swung in Sam's favor.
It's
pretty
tilting,
decent.
It's
yeah.
tilting towards Sam for sure. But again,
It's not over till it's
it's
over.
not over till it's over because, suppression matters.
Yoda
force-
matters. There's only so much space right there for
Right.
that wall.
Again, we have to remember the Yoda double force push on the final turn.
Plenty of
Yep.
room for
If Yoda is like somehow able to kill something and force push twice, that's like puts you to upside down by 4 on the middle objective.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that could be massive.
no,
but
the
Yoda
sliders
not.
in Sam's favor, but this game's by no means over.
Yeah.
Not to mention, forget what can happen. Mistakes can happen too, because like in a game of key positions with so many variables, it is so easy to make the wrong move.
It is, and when you have force users going up against each other, a lot of the time you run into the situation of who blinks first, right? If you mess up that initial engagement with a force user against an enemy force user, the retaliation coming back at you can just absolutely turn the game on its head. And so you've got that positioning game, especially when burst of speed and multiple Yoda cards that allow him to get up to speed 3, that changes everything.
That's
That Sam has to be keeping in mind.
Joe. That's a good point. Like maybe Plan B is now I put all my eggs in shooting Anakin and trying to kill him, like exposing my forces. If I kill Anakin, Yoda might be able to just outplay the clones on the objective. But Anakin's far back,
He is.
and he's not
gonna
easy
have
to get
extend,
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Evan Paul commenting that Yoda so to speak cheats on KP more than Anakin, but Sam has a chance to push attrition more and more in his favor, and I think that's absolutely true. Sam has initiative here.
Yeah, I only suspect that the attrition will continue to go in Sam's favor over the
Yeah.
next 2 rounds. So
He's able, and like the Anakin offensive stance, double aim, and just like enhancing the aim stack.
Yes. And Legion at this level has a tendency to snowball as well.
Absolutely.
Where the first person who's making those kills and taking those models without receiving as much is just going to keep that ball rolling forward and keep pushing.
Amen to that.
There you go.
There's a crit on Echo,
Echo.
finally.
Oh, you have a bunch of aims. Yeah.
So Joe's Echo does something.
Well,
2 blanks. I like the hits don't matter, but 2 blanks.
No, he does not. Okay, so 2 dice. Takes a wound. All right. Steals the partner.
So that was on to Echo.
That was Echo versus Echo there, and Sam's Echo took a wound.
Sam's Echo took a wound. Okay. So I had mentioned earlier, is there a chance the clones would be aggressive and threaten the point of their opponents? Sam has an opportunity to do that. He's pushed far forward enough. He's up enough on attrition. He possibly could huddle around the middle, and now he has the ability to go forward and touch that fence, come back and touch this fence, because there's only so much room for units to touch in the middle anyway.
He could threaten it with an Anakin, perhaps.
It's on the table. I'm not suggesting that's what he might do. It's a possibility. Whereas on Joe's side, there's no way he's going to be able to do that.
Right. I think if the table layout was a little bit different, that might be more feasible. Just with where the key positions have been placed in this game, it's going to be very difficult to get to that back little barricade piece.
Sorry, where
for Sam.
The leader of this squad has yet to go, right?
The barricade coming off the building on the right side?
Yeah.
It'd be tough, but he could threaten it.
He could.
And the nice thing about Sam's building key position, he can very easily stick Echo in the corner, in the inside corner of that building, and he's like 100% safe.
So just outside range 3.
You just stick Padme there.
Or Padme, or whoever you need to.
Padme, and then you're just token generating. You've got Padme and a capo that can safely cap your back. The rest of your army pushes to the center.
No burst of speed used so far, so Yoda still has his burst.
Well,
of course, he has his 1 pip speed 3 as well.
No. Okay, so I moved up, and I will shoot range 4. So I have range 3 here, but I don't think my commander, captain...
Yeah, the middle is just the left wall of that barricade, so the right wall that's touching it from the top-down view is not part of the objective. So it's a little bit closer to Sam.
So I'll just put it into Yoda.
Okay. I mean, at this point, with where the army's at, it's a lot closer to
So
Sam.
I got a bunch of aims and...
True.
Sam's army's just
I'm
about
looking for
on that
crits pretty
point.
much. Okay, into
The other
Yoda.
thing, too, is with the exemplar aims that Anakin's generating, his gunline's still shooting with aims. And so even shoot, he's not losing much on the offensive power.
I'll spend
especially
one of
when
Padme's
your
aims.
Pykes are
The
rolling
Pykes
8 for 8.
hadn't needed an aim yet.
Yeah.
And I'll spend Anakin's aim.
Okay.
So just a suppression on Yoda.
Okay. Gain a name.
So taking a cheeky shot at Yoda, not able to get anything through.
Okay.
Just crit fishing there. I guess a full boat might have forced a save.
Yes, or a crit, just a random crit, I think. Sometimes Pykes do find those crits at range 4. It happens.
Aim and dodge with Boyle.
I could expect, instead of every unit jockeying for the middle, that some of them run forward and engage in melee.
RPS and arcs.
Like
All right, I'll go to the sack.
Because guidance does not allow you to perform a withdraw action.
Right.
So
Rally.
it's
So
success.
locking up a
Strategy.
unit in melee, he's up 2 activations. So every unit he locks in melee, he denies his own, but he also denies his opponent. That simplifies the end game.
So the capo's just going to move here.
On the flip side, maybe Yoda
then
wants
he's
a
just gonna
simple
come
end
up to here,
game,
this
so he
building.
can just do his shenanigans.
I'll tell you, turn 6 key positions
So Capo's
is
just don't
a
move.
nightmare.
Sorry, he'll keep his
to
suppression in
work
case he gets
through
shot
when
from
there's
the-
multiple force
that's
pushes
fine.
on the
It's gone.
table.
Okay.
There's things
back
like
to you?
guidance on the
There's
table.
things that
or
can be
plus
killed
strings.
and knocked off, and melee.
There are so many factors that go into a turn 6 key position center
don't have range
dive
three of
for
anybody?
both
No.
sides. It's going to be an interesting end to this game one way or another.
Four of him either. Who has
So
the suppression?
you see a couple of these units that came even closer
golden
to the
guys in
middle.
front,
Golden
and
guys
then
in
the green guys just have a single dodge.
Cool. And who do you have left to go?
I have Anakin, Padme, and then Echo has yet to go.
Anakin, Padme, Echo.
I'm going to go take a peek at Kyle in Josh's game.
Let's see what's going on there.
Both players looking a bit stressed.
We're gonna activate these guys.
At least
Yep.
one player we know locked in for top 4, Nick Bodnar with Ahsoka
up.
double FD.
Yep.
Cassian.
which is incredible.
Take a range 3.
Who said Rebels are struggling?
I mean, Nick's a great player.
Nick's an incredible player. No doubt about
And-
that whatsoever.
Debating whether I take a shot or a dodge. You said Padme.
No, sorry, Padme's gone. So it's just
Padme.
Anakin and Echo's my last one in the stack.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, why not? We'll throw some dice.
Okay. Against Whomst?
The Pykes with a suppression currently.
Okay.
Shot at some Pykes.
Heavy cover, 1,000 dodges, and a prayer. Suppression. Or we'll
Yeah,
dodge and suppression.
just dodge with their own and give them a second suppression.
So still anyone's game, it looks like, and it's on hemmed in. So Josh is blue player. He can't like run his unit to the corner of the board, like super
He's stuck
safe.
in the middle.
So being stuck in the middle on hemmed in, not only could Kyle continue to fight Vader, who Vader's engaged on Kyle's objective, hostage unit, he has the option of just shooting, pushing towards the hemmed in, the blue side zone,
force
and
him
just
to drop.
blowing the hostage, force him to drop it. In the game, Anakin and Vader are about 3 inches away from each other, but they're not in melee. So Vader's just stuck in melee with that hostage unit for a couple turns now. They're on turn 4. I think halfway through turn 4 right now. So super interesting game over there. As far as Kentucky Dan, they're still playing. Mike's still fighting it out, but there is a million models on the board for Dan still, and a few for Mike. So
Gotcha.
it's probably just formalities at this point. Would be my guess.
So I'm going to spend the aim on Pierce. So in case you want to Guardian, you'll take it.
And this was into Yoda?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to take that on Boyle.
Okay.
Yeah, Boyle's taking another wound.
Back to you. No, suppression.
Guardianing for Yoda.
Suppression and an aim.
Boyle really breathes some
yeah.
life into
right.
Republic.
He really does.
Guardian shenanigans.
That is a decision point, though. It's like the automatic wound on Boyle because it Pierce, or do you roll for a 66% chance on Yoda?
I mean, I think you take the automatic.
Yeah.
That's-
Automatic Pierce.
That's unfortunate, but yeah.
Unless he's down to one model, then maybe you need to keep him alive.
Right.
You only have Anakin?
Yeah,
Yeah, I fire supported.
you agree though that Boyle really has brought life into Republic.
Oh, absolutely. He's the bedrock of every list I make that's Republic right now. Phase 1 Boyle. It's 67 points. It's an aim and dodge battery token. It's an objective runner, and it guardians against high velocity Pierce.
So you don't run the phase 2 for
No.
the surge.
I don't do that. I use Anakin Exemplar.
Gotcha.
Because you can Exemplar Guardian, but you can't use token sharing on Guardian because you're not the defender.
Right.
But I don't know. I've stepped away from clones for a little bit to try to run the Ewoks. So, but yeah, clones were in my army for a long time, and I ran something similar to this list, but I was running Captain Z6s
Gotcha.
because I just like the suppression ignoring abilities. I think that's just a strong ability to do. The captains are only 12 points. They're super cheap.
Captains are very, very cheap right now.
Yeah, I was running situational captains with Pykes and Anakin Capo, no Padme. It was like Anakin Capo, double Capo Pike, RPS, double Captain Z6 situationals, and Echo Strike, and a Boyle.
We'll take a shot.
So it was pretty wild list, but it was
Pretty fun.
my opponents didn't have fun, and so I decided to stop playing it. The defensive tech stacking is strong. What can I say?
It is. It is.
That's why it's meta right now.
You got to make all these.
Oh, important roll here.
That's
Well,
not
we're
a good
starting
start.
rough.
Oof.
Move those out of the way.
And Joe's attack dice have been pretty
We'll spend
lackluster.
Boyle's aim.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, there's a
little
good
better.
conversion. Right as I say that.
And one of Yoda's aims. All right.
Oh.
Well,
There we go.
there we go. I'm not going to try to
All right, he got there on this one.
5 Pierce 1.
5 Pierce 1.
So is this on who?
The Pykes right.
Okay, so I'll bury 2,
Barrier 2 down to 3.
and they'll just go 1, 2,
Dodges.
3.
Gosh, barrier's so good.
Yeah, so good.
Barrier down, all the dodges
All right,
down,
Anakin's
0
turn.
saves.
Anakin has 3 suppression.
Oh, that's huge. Anakin could get flawed here.
Actually rallies 3 off.
Or not.
Triple rally.
You rallied all 3 off.
Yeah, it's fine. I would have recovered if I didn't, but
Ooh, all right.
That honestly might be the game plan in winning path for Joe is if he can flaw Anakin on turn 6, force him to go before Yoda.
Yeah.
If Yoda can go last, you like his chances of winning the center objective. If Anakin goes last, you got to think Sam's going to be able to close it out. That's huge.
What a rally.
Michael just came up and informed us that Dan did end up winning that
He
game.
did win. It's officially
so
over.
Kentucky Dan is locked in for top 4.
So right now we got 1 Shadow, 1 Rebel.
Yep. 1 Shadow, 1 Rebel. And
We'll
then
have at least 1 Republic.
we'll get 1 Republic out of this game, and then it's a toss-up between Blizzard Force and Anakin Arcs.
Yep.
I would have recovered, so that'll be
What a
Anakin's
wild
activation.
sentence.
I'll get a suppression.
Yeah.
Compared
from
to what we
that.
saw coming into the tournament, for that to be the top 4, the first 2
It's
is Rebels and Shadow Collective.
It's going to be a great mix. Don't let it distract you from the fact that Empire and Republic kind of did dominate.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I kill 1 activation.
So kudos to Nick for bringing the Rebels to the top 4 and Dan for bringing the Shadow Collective. That's more on them, less on the faction, I think.
Absolutely.
So good for them.
I think that's healthy, though, for the game. A healthy indicator for the game, though,
Is that you're able to do
is
it.
that you're able to do it.
Yeah, you're able to do it. Even if it takes a good player to pilot it or a very good player, it's still possible.
Right. It's like, yes, Rebels and CIS, it is possible for you to make deep runs at tournaments. It is possible.
I mean, practice and experience with a list and having that muscle memory
It's
for
huge.
when you're 6, 7 games into a tournament really matters, because just the physical and mental attrition of playing back-to-back games of Legion really can wear people down.
Absolutely.
Truly.
All right, I'm gonna go watch Kyle and Josh's game for a few minutes to get a sense of really what's going on.
So we're entering turn 5 here. Players looking at their command cards. We're coming down to the
I'm sorry, Burial has recovered.
Okay.
I recovered, so
Master of the Force. Yeah.
All right.
that's round 5.
Ambush and
So I'll roll off, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be shields.
that's
Looks like ambush versus Padme 1, actually.
okay.
Yeah, that's our fate is in your hands.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So Padme is going to put her order. That's a full arc squad there.
Interesting. So I would have half expected Sam to be
I'm
running
gonna put my
with
order
a
on this
capo
purple squad.
to avoid the whole Anakin can't get an order if he's suppressed.
Same here.
Yep.
But this is dodge
Back,
generation.
yep.
It's just more Pike dodge generation, Pike suppression control in a list that doesn't have Inspire.
I mean, clearly it's working for him.
It's working.
So
It's worked this long.
Yoda will get
Who
an
are we to
order,
say?
And then we are going to direct an order onto this front RPS.
So at the end of the activation phase, she's just going to suck these 2 to herself.
Cool.
I'll even suck a 3rd. No, I don't need to do that one. So I'll get 2 dodges.
Cool.
And,
So
sorry, you
getting
get
all the
direct
suppression,
to the RPS.
taking it off the others,
I'm gonna
and
stack.
generating dodges on herself with Padme 1 pip.
The core. So this is on the purples. So the and barriers back up, guarding all that other shenanigans. The arcs are probably the most dangerous thing. So I'm going to aim fire and fire support into the arcs.
Okay.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I might need to borrow 1 black dice, please.
This is going to be a big fire support. That always feels the worst when it's like your opponent has so much fire support they run out of dice and have to borrow yours.
So it's 6, 8 with a red. Sorry, 7 black and a red for the
running
Pike
a
squad.
Rex scout
And,
line. Everything
5
got to
and 2
scout
red
2 to
for
3
the
at the beginning of the
15.
game,
Yep.
based on
With 1 aim,
if
click
I
one.
got advanced positions,
Not
which is
really as
very
good.
fun, by the way. But when you're throwing
then I'll
20
roll
dice
this.
with targeting scopes, 2 to 3 aims,
So 1 will convert with a
that feels really
Pike's
good
natural
as
surge,
the
and I
one doing
critical
it.
1.
the one
This
receiving
becomes a
it
crit.
when you say,
This becomes
hey,
a
here's
hit.
15
Take 2 to
hits
cover.
after cover.
2 to cover. All
Opponents
right.
don't tend to like that.
These are onto the arcs.
These are onto who? The arcs.
Onto the arcs, yeah.
So that fire support only generating 6 after cover.
We will
Yeah, but 5 of them.
Yeah, it's
Guardian
still,
1.
it's still big.
barrier 1. Roll 4.
Yeah, Guardian
Yeah,
1,
Guardian
Barrier
will go
1,
first.
roll 4.
Wow.
Arc's rolling 4 here. Guardian nails it again. So Guardian's been
He's
really
making
working
his
for
thing.
him.
Yeah, he's doing work.
He's getting his pay.
And that leaves me with 4 on them.
Yep.
4 on the Arc Troopers. Arc's full save it.
Oh, that's big.
All right.
Yeah, Sam with the
I owe
exhale
you
of
black die.
disappointment.
Joe with a sigh of
I'm
relief.
sorry.
Yeah.
Could have been better.
Okay. Let's see what you can do.
Full save against the fire support,
Right.
doing no damage into Joe's Arc Troopers, standing strong.
We're drawn.
That's significant.
Okay.
Anytime you're fire supporting and you're not doing damage, you're spending upwards of
Commander.
150 points of your army to do nothing
Yeah,
in a round.
it just feels terrible, especially on round 5 now, where those guys are likely no longer shooting again. I think he was hoping for a lot more there. He was thinking like, you know, maybe I can wipe another squad.
We're going to move up and dodge.
Okay. I'm gonna go stack. It's a commander. I'm gonna go with the capo. Rally. Doesn't come off. I'm gonna aid a aim here,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
then
that's
I'm going
wild.
to aid a dodge, so I will go
Just
to
bump
3
that up.
suppression. Is that actually wise? No. I'm gonna just aid the aim to green, and then I will just recover.
Okay.
That's you.
Just recovering barrier.
I think that was a capo that was aiding
Oh,
tokens
that was
forward.
Capo. Okay, I thought that was Anakin.
Which again,
Actually,
Capo's
sorry.
being able to just aid forward
I'm gonna move him
aims and
instead.
dodges and just keep those pikes efficient is going to be very important into this
make
late
sure
game,
he's in range one.
especially with how they've been rolling.
So he'll keep his suppression. He actually has 2 suppression now. All right, back to you.
All right. So the 2 spots that fire supported are these pikes.
Yeah, the guy's in the front.
Okay. Cool.
Welcome back, Joe.
Thank you. My analysis has been good and bad throughout the weekend. It's
Okay.
been off at times, so don't quote me on this.
Okay.
But I did just witness Vader with the standby was forced to finally attack the hostage because Anakin was coming in. He one-shot the hostage. The token dropped. Anakin based Vader and the hostage unit, swung on him, and Vader blocked everything. Vader already took 4 wounds earlier on. The hostage punched Vader to 4 wounds over the course of a few turns. They're be going into turn 5. Vader was force pushed into open. He'll be getting shot. The hostage, Vader had been just walking that hostage into his side of the board. I don't know that Kyle actually has, even with 4 moves, can get his hostage back to his zone.
So
Oh my goodness.
He may
it
be
could possibly be a
forced.
2-1.
The only out may be to find a way to assassinate Josh's hostage in that hemmed-in zone. The fact that it's hemmed in may be his saving grace because it'll allow him to get some attacks off there. So, yeah, I would say Kyle is in a really rough spot, but
Wow.
but he has outs.
It's not something you hear very often.
But he has outs.
No, that's not something you hear often at all.
So we may end up getting one of each faction into the top 4,
right,
but that one is not over. I have miscalculated
4.
Sam's game yesterday morning. We definitely didn't see that Anakin play
oh, the one
until
versus Corey?
until chat saw it.
This
Yeah.
is on green. I'm gonna put green up here now.
Okay.
The only thing that we
Yes,
saw
yeah.
was a full save from a fire support, and then nothing else really
In Sam's favor,
in Joe's
In
favor.
Joe's
in Joe's favor. Okay, he needed it.
Yeah, he needed that help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it put up, what,
I'm-
5 crits and a hit?
I'm not rooting for either one, but I do typically root in a neutral game. I root for the dice to even back out. So I'm happy to hear that.
Although I don't know if they're even yet, but
It's
Sam's attacks have been pretty strong. And there's another really good one.
Spin one of Anakin's, or am I?
yeah, this is
That's another really good one.
brutal pike shot.
Yep. So I'm gonna spend.
Shooting at another phase 1 RPS
one,
for
Echoes.
Joe.
So make that, convert that surge. So it'll be 4 after cover,
4 after cover. Spend a
No,
dodge.
my apologies. This
Okay.
isn't an echo shot.
down to 3.
Or a pike shot.
An arc shot, wasn't it? I don't know.
And I'll take one.
Takes one.
Joe's defense dice showing up all game,
And
really.
I
then-
feel like our dice have been equally hot.
I think
Yeah.
that's a DC phase 1. Was
Oh,
Oh, was it?
Well, that
I
guy's dead
think
for
so.
sure.
yeah, he's definitely
Because he
dead.
said share the
RPS
token
is
from
working
Echo.
with one
That's
arm,
right.
so-
Okay, so it
he
couldn't have
can't
been
be
a
Pykes.
all the way
Yeah.
up to here. Can. Put it RPS here.
Okay, he's moving out.
Let me see if I want to. Yeah,
Seeing if he
we'll
can move
just
and
back
touch.
a little bit more so I can get
So he's
No,
not.
we'll see all the way
He's
up.
making sure a single move he can get up to the objective,
put a guy.
and that's a really smart play. And that's newer players that don't always think about that. Is now you have the option of shooting and moving
Yes.
the last turn, which is way more powerful than now you have to move twice to get that extra inch. You know,
Right, you have to double move.
because you didn't think about it on turn 4
Exactly.
or turn 5. So
It's all about creeping forward little by little every round.
I tend to start thinking about the KP final about turn 3, but then like 4 is a little bit. 4 sometimes feels a little bit late.
yeah,
I have
So I think if people are playing KP, they can start thinking about that. Like, think about turn 3. You've got 8 moves left essentially at the top of 3.
I tend to be very aggressive. I like to, on intercept KP, I like to dig in, draw the line in the stand, late too, and say you gotta breach me.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And so I'm just gonna be aiming and shooting my gun line into you the rest of the game, and you have to try and find a way to crack that. If you do, you've won. I've got nothing left in the bag. If you don't,
all right. So Rob came over. He was continuing to watch Kyle. We got a huge update on Vader. He got shot and killed after he was force pushed into open for those final 4 rounds.
oh my gosh.
So that's good on Kyle. But wait, there's more.
Oh no.
Anakin died the next activation from a huge shot by Josh. So both force users went down back to back. And based on what I saw earlier, I think Kyle still has outs, and his out is to assassinate that hostage unit that's sitting in the hemmed in zone.
Oh my goodness. That is.
But it's a full Storm Squad, red saves, and his army is, he's not in position yet. He has to come forward and do it.
Like you said, it's a barn burner.
Yep. And even then, some things will have to go his way. It
Yeah.
needs to not get picked back up. Kyle is up on attrition. He is up on attrition. All he's lost is Anakin and the hostage unit. Where on Kyle's side, he has lost several minis.
You know what? This is what Legion's all about. Those final turn 5, turn 6 decisions that bring it and make it a nail biter.
Yep.
We'll do that. Single aim. See here.
Ark's moving up, taking a shot.
Moving up.
Range
Brutal.
3 shot. Not
Okay.
getting very much at all.
We'll just spend the aim for rerolls.
Yep.
Pretty sure.
I think that was a surge,
That
and
was a
that
surge.
rolled that into surge.
Okay.
So it'll be 2.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Unless, yeah.
When you
You'll
knock
get a
dice
second surge.
with
I don't know
your
if you can spend
reroll.
both surges.
I can't. So.
Timeline-wise, if Anakin was to die first, I think by rule Vader should have to die because he would cease to exist if Anakin.
We're creating a paradox.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
a
it is. We are
paradox.
creating some sort of-
Luckily, in that case, it sounded like Vader died first, so no issues.
But does it create a paradox? Because Vader killed Anakin.
Oh, jeez. All I know is balance was just brought to the Force, and the game goes on.
I take a wound.
All right.
Oh, there's a wound.
And then he goes up to 3 suppression.
Anakin back on 3 suppression.
And so you just have Yoda and the RPS.
If he rolls off
Sorry,
all
not-
these
not
suppression.
Anakin, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not Anakin?
No, it wasn't
Oh,
Anakin.
okay.
Anakin was hidden
All
behind
right.
that side
It's a
block.
Pike unit,
It's core.
I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with my boil.
Kyle's going to have to hitchhike to Worlds. Kyle travels pretty well, so even if he doesn't get the flight, I think he'll have no problem being there to give Worlds a run like he did last time.
So
Correct me if I'm wrong. If you make it to the top 4, you're guaranteed an invite.
Yeah.
And of course, the top 8 per pass down rules someone could end up getting one as well.
Right.
I believe of the top 8, 3 of them have confirmed invites already. So there's going to be one member of the top 8 based on pass down that will not end up with.
Yeah, based on the pass down. Yeah. Which is probably going to be how well you did in Swiss plus whatever this is.
I know
And the other
Nick and
guys
Dan were both looking for their invites.
Yep.
So
And they both got it. They both
they're
made
both
it.
locked into the top 4. So,
So that's 2 invites that are definitely gone.
yes.
That's it.
And I believe Joe already has one in this game on stream here. So
Okay.
Back to you.
Just to be clear, Steve, my understanding is it being a AMG sponsored event, the top prize is hotel and airfare.
Right,
for
because
this tournament.
it's a World Open qualifier.
So I think that might have been what he was talking about.
So I got 4 activations.
Boyle, aim and dodge.
Cool. And you just have Yoda on this dude, right?
And Echo.
And Echo, yeah. All right, into the stack. It's Anakin.
Dash Z, Mike Berry, he's always pretty stoic in I don't know him too well, but I see him sitting over there, and I see the face of a clone ball who had to face Pike spam, and it probably wasn't pleasant. The Shadow Collective Pykes, he only lost boss. It was like the only mini he lost the entire game.
Oh, I didn't realize that Joe won Evergreen. I think that's pretty cool.
oh, very nice. Oh yeah, I think he had mentioned that yesterday. He's a very, very
He
good player.
played Yoda Chewie. So he brings Yoda back, loses the Chewie. I think he played Yoda Chewie at the Evergreen. Is what won it. Sam won a store tourney. Okay.
Very nice.
The store tourneys.
Well, there's 16 players.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
I've
I don't know if I want to open that
Sorry,
can of worms.
sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, because
aside.
Dan won a store tourney too. He was telling me, but there's not very
8.
many players. So
Yep.
That's going to be a
Yeah.
luckily
even.
the store tourney I was able to win had 20, so I don't think I have anything to
There you
worry
No,
go.
you
about.
don't have anything to worry
You're
about.
good.
Cool.
You're
Fine.
good to
I'm
go.
not in question.
No.
You'll still be speak to.
I'm still in the hunt for
You're
my
still
ticket
hunting
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still looking for mine as well. I'm hoping to maybe get one at PAX, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Double dark, double
not gonna-
bounty.
I'm
in the
probably not
final.
gonna end up playing
Okay.
anyway.
Thanks, Swift. Thanks for the update. So Evergreen was Yoda Chewie on Joe's side. Double dark, double bounty is what he knocked
Oh,
off.
that's such a gross list. Double dark, double bounty.
The people, I don't know if they're doing. Usually, final day, you don't keep playing.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Swiss rounds.
No,
These guys have played 7 rounds now. I think they're
Yeah.
cool to take a knee.
Yeah.
Last year's Nova, the top 8 cut played Swiss, but this year they're doing single elims. They said.
Yeah, Bradley, we're not trying to knock store tourneys. We're actually just a little bit frustrated at AMG.
Yeah, none of us were knocking
absolutely.
store tourneys.
Yeah.
I think you misunderstood what we were saying there.
I love store championships. It's
Joe won a
fun.
store tourney with one player who had one player. Oh, one player gets sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had a store champ where there were 16 people registered and 2 people had to drop day of. So
Anyway, we don't got to get
Yeah,
into that. I've heard
we're
the
gonna
number
get into the
registered, the
weeds.
number
Yeah.
this. Yeah. No, you're good, Bradley. No,
I appreciate it.
We love the store tourney invites. We think they're great.
Oh,
It's just a matter of which ones are going to stick and which ones aren't.
yeah.
the communication could have been a little bit better. But
Yeah.
running the store championships fantastic. I'm from the Raleigh-Durham scene down in North Carolina, and it has been a blast
All right.
organizing and running these
Single
events.
aim. Sorry to cut you off, Richard, but we have an attack. Single aim.
Like, why am I rolling these, he says? Oh, there it is.
Echo crit.
One crit.
I guess he has another aim to share.
Oh, that poor Echo.
Okay.
Into Anakin, it looks like.
Okay, so Anakin will get flawed turn 6.
Yes.
That is massive.
And the only card left is either Standing Orders or Anakin's 1-pip.
I don't. Has Anakin not
Anakin
activated?
hasn't played his 1-pip.
Has Anakin activated yet?
I don't think so.
I thought he had
Let me
this
see.
So there's a chance he could still roll off again, like he did last time.
No, Anakin hasn't activated yet.
Okay, yeah, I guess there is.
Now, if you're anything like the Indy Garrison guys, we're a bunch of punks, and we travel to the states outside of Indiana, steal the store invites, and then take them home.
That's the thing.
That's what we've been doing as of late. So
You gonna come?
not me. Mine was 2 miles from my house. So
Well,
don't put that on me.
Come down and visit Crit Block territory in North Carolina then.
Okay, that's a little far for some of us. But yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's just the way it goes. To be fair, we traveled to their local tournaments many a time, so it's not like we just showed up on their doorstep. They'd never seen us before. So
Just the day of, don't know who you are.
yeah. Who are you guys? You'll know by the end of the day. No, but all right. So back to the game.
Just one crit.
One crit. I don't have Guardian in range, so I'm just going to have to roll it.
Oh. No pierce. No pierce.
No pierce.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you had protector up.
Oh, right. Ooh.
Yeah.
Natural block again.
So Echo, I think that was it might have been Arc Trooper squad, but they blocked.
I think it was Echo
All right,
shooting
so
into
you've
an arc
got
trooper.
Well played, Michael Smith. So we're not the only ones doing it. Just make sure.
RPS times.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah.
RPS rallying for Joe.
Okay, so they'll get 2 actions.
2 actions, yeah, that's kind of big. That
Especially
means,
when
that means they can shoot and move.
I tell you what, if Anakin didn't get flawed, I think Sam, decision making off the table would kind of have it in the bag. But with Anakin not getting an order, that's going to really change things up.
Yes.
Turn 6, if that ends up being the case. So even if Anakin plays his 1 pip, he'll still get the effects off the card. He just won't be able to receive an order token if he's flawed.
Look at that aggressive double move. I'm a
wow.
huge fan of that.
Let me get the camera on that.
These 2 guys right here are some heroes. Those are some brave boys right there.
They sure are. I mean, both these players are really, really.
Okay, so
putting in work here.
it's a full. Is it a full squad? There's 4. Is there a 5th?
We're starting to play that mental chess of how can I block my opponent from touching that center point.
Suppression. Scourge 3.
Someone has recognized your voice.
Me? Who's that? Yes, it
That
sure
is the Richard Lavery.
I have fans in the chat, it seems.
Take a quick thinking action. Back to you.
Yeah, Anakin is definitely activated. He's on 2 suppression, so he's guaranteed he will be eligible to be flawed turn 6, and of course Joe's
Well,
going to do it.
If he hasn't gone, he might be able to rally it off.
No. It looks
he
like
has
he has a face down order token.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I'm reading the board right, he's already went. I don't think I've missed that.
Move here.
And then that's speed 3.
Here comes burst of speed.
The games have been fantastic. Rebels took out Blizzard Force on hostage exchange, so Rebels made top 4. Shadow Collective took out Arc Trooper Anakin Clone Ball on intercept. Shadows made top 4. Kyle's clones are facing off against Josh's Blizzard Force in a heated hostage exchange game. And then we got the one on stream with two clones, and we're fighting out key positions here going into turn 6. So this is what we've been waiting for. Richard, how do you pronounce your last name?
Mean green.
My last name is pronounced Lavery.
Lavery. So we've been saying it wrong all weekend.
It happens.
You good?
I get a lot of Lavery.
Yeah,
So they're
I think
gonna
that's
come
what
to
we've been
here?
saying.
Yeah.
All right.
I get them in the open.
Nope, it's that nice long A.
Getting the arcs in the open?
Yep, they
They'll
call
just
it-
have light cover.
The suppression. Yeah.
Okay, moving up with Pykes to get at arcs in the open. Sam's Pykes looking at Joe's arc
So I have
troopers.
aim. Let me make sure I'm still in range of Padme before I finish the move because that would be bad. Yep.
And again,
And I have an aim
Sam
from
is
the
up those
capital.
activations.
So they've named from the capital.
some of these
an aim on
final
Padme.
moves are very, very
I
important
believe
right
you're
now.
outside of barrier.
Yoda will get to go. Not necessarily. He potentially can go after Anakin because of that flaw.
Yes.
And that'll be huge as far as the RNG of turn 6. That'll be a big factor. But if,
Yeah, 'cause
if
Anakin's
Sam
just gonna
keeps
be in the
killing
stack.
squads, pretty good on the Pykes again.
Pykes.
So I'll just spend their personal surge and one on Anakin.
Yeah, for another full boat from the
Another
Pykes.
full boat pike shot.
Looking at 7 saves.
7 saves. All right.
I think you do a boil. Yeah.
Yeah. So we will dodge 1.
Dodge.
Dodge 6.
Okay.
He'll guardian 1.
Okay.
And that'll leave me with
5. Hopefully I can kill this squad.
This is a very important roll
Yeah,
here.
this is very important.
Hey, boil blanks. And then 5 on the.
Boil blanks.
That's the first time in a while.
Yeah, and then 5 left on the arcs.
Yoda has in his arsenal right now? He has
I think they're dead. They can't spin the dodge from boil.
yeah, they can't spend the surge, so they die.
Oh no!
That's huge.
Those ARC troopers are dead.
He just lost another one, so he's down to 6. So he's up
All right.
So Yoda's going to have to carry this.
Yoda, yeah, Yoda is.
be key.
So you have.
So is that 2 squads down?
That's
Yes.
2 squads down.
2 squads
yeah.
down. So 9 activations for Sam, 6 now for.
Yes.
Whew.
And Anakin gets flawed going into
Sam
round 6.
friendly reminds his opponent to remember to flaw his Anakin.
I've done that before, just to make it a fair game.
Yeah, you gotta make it a fair game.
you know
Like
what?
we know that's what the plan is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not to make it a gotcha.
Absolutely.
Technically, he laid down his command card before he said flaw.
That's true.
That would be awful.
That would be awful.
There's an important level of etiquette when you're playing Legion of, an opponent forgot their independent, take it.
Or you see them positioned behind a piece of terrain, and it's obvious they're trying to not be in line of sight, and you say, hey, just so you know, I can see you with this guy right here. You might want to nudge back further.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You don't have to do that, but that's the etiquette. It just makes for better gameplay, less gotchas, more fair play.
It's part of what makes the Legion community so great, in my opinion, because I've come from other miniature wargaming where
And that-
players are not very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Legion community, and I've been playing since launch, I've had one bad opponent out of hundreds at this point. Like,
That's fine.
That's amazing.
Going into turn 6, let's listen to them breaking down what's going on.
8 for Anakin, 9 on Padme.
Cool.
And I believe, he could technically make it, but he has to be, really close.
Right. All right.
So you're flying Anakin.
Yeah, I'll fly Anakin. Give that back to you.
Thank you.
Size matters not is what we expected.
Fateful turn.
Versus
Double
looks like
force
standing
push turned
orders.
on. If he's 9-6, if he draws Anakin within his last 3, Yoda has to go first. Well, he'll be able to pass once. So if he draws Anakin with his last 3 pulls,
Well, Yoda doesn't have to go first.
no, I'm sorry,
Yoda can
Joe has to go
Oh,
first.
yes.
Yeah.
But with a pass action, he'll be able to. Sam will be able to draw Anakin within his last 3 pulls, and he'll go after Yoda. That'll be key. If he draws him before Yoda goes, that is advantaged Joe.
Yes.
But there's still a lot of shooting and moving to be had. Units could just fall dead.
They really
I'm
could.
going to give the order to. I'll give the order
Dice
to
make
Padme.
this a very interesting game.
I'll give it to Echo. All right, you are up first, sir.
Yoda can force push twice, but I mean, if Sam runs 3 units onto the middle, you can't force push all of them.
Yeah.
Nope, but Yoda can double chop.
He can chop, force push. Yep. His force push is a free action. So as long as he recovers it, he gets to do it again.
Yep. Because he can do his free
So
actions twice.
he can charge, attack, force push, recover, force push. He can do all 3.
Yeah. No, totally fine. Yeah.
Should we?
Yeah, just push it back on 0.
Another
Okay, so
example-
Sam being hugely sportsmanlike there, saying, yes, it was clear that the trooper was nudged. And
Was
allowing
Ploy
him to push him back.
played? I think
No, he doesn't have play.
he doesn't have ploy.
Yeah.
And
This is a great
So,
example of what we were
what
just
is
talking
the-
about Legion
no
etiquette.
dodges out right
amongst
now,
players.
Oh, sorry.
So Joe
I
attempting to
should
body
dodge
block
here,
with
dodge
his
on these
forces
guys,
on that
and I'll have a
barricade,
dodge on the
which is what you
capo,
do. Going first,
And
huge
everything
to
else is
accomplish
gone.
that.
And then Surge's out.
'Cause you got to kill one of those units
Okay.
now. And
Tech-
the red saves.
Technically, who's winning
We are
right now?
going to
On attrition, it's
take a range 2 shot into
Sam,
Echo.
Okay.
the Anakin player. But on the overall objective,
die.
it's not clear.
Yeah, Joe has the linchpin, the key piece of Yoda. Probably the strongest, the best. No better unit to have sitting in that position on this objective
Absolutely not.
in all of Legion.
And keep in mind, too, that even
So
if
3
Anakin were
pass
to
cover?
force
Oh,
push a
even
unit
aim, though,
off, Yoda has guidance.
Yoda has guidance.
Throw him right back on.
So it's, and Michael mentioned a play where you move into melee to pull him off, and then you have disengage this turn. You move right back into somebody else. Maybe you. So there's so many combinations that Yoda can pull off. It's not just a double force push. He has options.
Listen, turn 6 key positions with force users, we were talking about this earlier, is an absolute mess
Yeah.
to try and work through
I feel
mentally.
like I kind of want to
Every
relentless
time.
to. All right. We're in the stack. I got Padme.
Think
So Padme's going to move.
she's gonna
to
move.
touch
shoot.
here.
Sharpshooter 2
And then
Pierce.
she's
is
going to take a
pretty
range
good.
2
Yeah,
shot
there you go.
into your clones there.
Sharpshooter 2 Pierce.
Sharpshooter 2. Pierce 1.
3 dice.
Okay.
For a crit.
Okay.
All right.
Just one model.
Pierce, right?
Yes. Okay. And the suppression.
Evan, I agree. I also think Ploy is better than Padme 1, but to each their own. It's a
Okay.
style
Oh, sorry.
thing.
She
I'm
has to
pretty
rally
sure.
technically, but she's at 1 suppression. He'll come off. Okay.
Now, the
all
one
right.
thing I'm noticing on Joe's back point here is he's got to keep Echo and Boyle back there in order to make sure that one of them can't be sniped off his
True.
back point.
Because, so if you look on the top-down view, David, if you go to the top-down view real quick,
Yeah.
the barricade jutting off that building on the right side is the key position. To be touching that barricade, you can't be completely line of sight blocked.
No.
Whereas on Sam's side, he can touch the building in the corner and be line of sight blocked.
Forces.
Yeah, to that point,
Echo,
Richard,
right?
that's a good
That's
point,
Echo.
is he could get sniped back there.
He is going to.
Basically, everything that Joe can get to the middle is already there in the middle right now.
And the thing, it's not even about getting sniped. It's a range 3 pike shot, followed by a range 3 pike shot, followed by, so it's a lot of dice.
And we've seen those range 3 pike shots putting up 8 hits.
All right.
Evan, great point. Yeah, Ploy would give him order control on Anakin and probably, not going to say seal the deal, but make it a lot easier on him.
Well, you just hold them till the
You just hold them till the end.
the last activation.
I forgot to take an order out of my bag from a unit that died last round.
Just take it out now. It's fine.
I don't know. All right.
Can say that I've done that before, especially with Bright Tree when you have 12 activations, and then suddenly lost.
Yeah. It's easy, especially turn 5 and 6, and you're deep in, you're mentally tired. Counting up those order tokens can be rough sometimes.
And so your leader here is this guy.
Fine, chat. I will leave this great game to check on Kyle real quick.
Okay.
No, it's this.
This guy. Okay.
Except Andrew can't hear because he has no audio right now.
Oh,
Yeah, he can't. He's probably listening either at work or at another function.
I'll tell you, this table is starting to gather a bit of a crowd watching.
Yeah, there's now 5 people and the judge.
Gives you a little bit of that same energy from Adepticon this year with the
You've-
stream
and you've
table where there was a
disengaged
crowd
this
of,
turn,
what,
right?
like 20, 30 people that were watching
And if
some
I
of
could
those
just
games.
kill Yoda, the game would be much simpler, right?
Sam's like, hey, if I could
You
just,
have no dodges.
Yoda would just die.
I could do a bunch of aims.
Problem solved right there.
Yeah, problem solved.
I got a lot of people here to shoot Yoda.
I got a lot of people that could shoot Yoda. That's true. It's tempting.
Really, he's not short on
You can barrier
activations,
up
that's for
and
sure.
force push.
Yeah. barrier force push. Yeah, he's trying to math this out and see if he actually wants to eliminate Yoda here.
But here's the thing: surging red, immune pierce.
Yeah.
That's hard to remove.
Absolutely.
All right, super quick because this game is thrilling as well with the finish. But Kyle, most of Josh's army is dead. He has his hostage outside of his zone, hiding behind a tree. It looks like it might come down to Josh hopping back in his zone and weathering a few attacks to win the game.
Wow.
I'm not sure where Kyle's hostage, who has control of that, because there's still a fight over that. But
Right.
Kyle's still in it.
Okay.
So
There you have it.
the Josh and his Blizzard Force has not won it yet.
If I kill Yoda, I put one more spot, I can probably tie.
Nothing quite like Blizzard Force continuing to make it into top 4s, though.
Man, this is why. Oh,
Sam tanking a little bit here. The smoke coming from his ears.
20 minutes remaining or so. So
Yeah,
plenty of time
plenty
to
of
do
time
what they need to
left,
do.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be more than 20. But
Plus
anyway.
a 50-minute runoff.
I just try to kill Yoda.
Yeah, plus the 15.
This is a big decision point for Sam, whether he decides to play the numbers game.
I mean, if
or
he kills
just-
Yoda, the game's over, probably.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but he has to.
He would have to then.
Okay, so I'm gonna go.
But to Richard's point, can you shoot the guy on the back point and win it that way?
Not if there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Well, you could shoot both of them.
So Boyle with a face-up order token can wait it out for a while.
Okay,
is
fair
the
enough.
problem.
Oh, he doesn't. He's hiding behind the building currently.
Yes.
Got it.
There. Oh my gosh.
Mike Berry went down to Kentucky Dan's Shadow Pykes. Kind of just got on intercept, and it was just an attrition. He didn't get tabled, but it was ugly.
And Dan lost. Bosk,
Mike
you said?
killed Bosk, but I don't know that he lost more than a couple models besides that.
Outmaneuver dodge spam.
Sam's still doing a bit of mental math here, trying to decide what he needs to do. The clock does not favor him.
If I kill a squad, I only have 4 guys to touch.
Both players sweating it up a little bit out there.
So Yoda's gonna be speed 2.
This could very much come down to just red saves.
Yeah.
You can move and then force push 2 people away. Oh man, that might be it.
Sam really feeling some of the pressure.
Yeah, maybe he just decides to kill Yoda here. Relieve the pressure.
So it looks like, on another update on Josh, it looks like Josh has taken his remaining few Stormtrooper squads and rushed them into melee with all the firepower that Kyle has to prevent how many dice are going to be able to try to assassinate his hostage to end the game. If Kyle's able to kill Josh's hostage to end the game, Kyle will win because he's currently holding his own. So that's what it might come down to. Josh is down to 3 core units and a bike. Yeah.
Even if I kill Yoda, you'll have 4 guys on the points.
Right. So that's the thing with Sam's
Alright, we gotta do it.
choices. He's going to do it.
So he's going into Yoda here.
I think so.
I think I'm gonna go with the RPS first.
Okay.
I'm gonna aim fire into Yoda.
Okay.
He's doing
Might be a
it.
mistake. So the aim.
And
I'm gonna convert 2 with Anakin surges.
okay.
Yoda's in the open there. So it'll be, put the leaders right here.
Right.
So 6 on the
Yoda
Yoda.
in the open.
Yoda in the open, yeah. He's
Yoda
going to try.
4 health.
Surging reds. Here we go. Gross.
Yoda takes 3.
3 and he's alive on
My
1.
God.
Oh.
That's
So-
huge.
That was the green squad.
That's
Massive.
now Sam feels really good about trying that again.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh,
Nope.
man.
The aim shot.
Yoda.
Red surging betrays you.
Cool.
I'm gonna put the wounds
before I forget. He's
Yep.
got a name.
So now Yoda has to do something to get safe here, maybe.
I honestly think Joe's only win condition is Yoda goes after Anakin. So you almost, to me, you just have to hope you live.
Yeah.
I know that's crazy, but I don't think Joe can win if Anakin goes last.
I don't disagree with you.
Now the pressure is really on Joe with Yoda on a single wound left here.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Yoda.
Okay.
Yep, goes with Yoda now.
Okay. But Joe decides he has a path to victory with Yoda, going with Yoda.
Rallies the one.
Yep.
Doesn't
cover.
get it.
He's speed 2.
Doesn't,
because he
it's
immobilized from
honestly
last round.
Yes, sir.
even better for him.
Speed 2.
I want to say the problem is, but Sam's unit that's...
Oh, is there a mini
Does Sam have any
space
units on the
there?
middle right now? No. Okay. So Yoda can't put himself into melee and touch objective or anything like that.
No. But
Now,
losing Yoda puts him so far behind on the tiebreakers.
Wait, Yoda has burst of speed. Can he
No,
get into
burst
melee?
speed went down.
No,
last
burst speed's
round.
down. He's currently speed 3 because of the 1 pip.
Speed 2 because he has one.
Oh, he's
speed two.
immobilized.
The one immobilized,
First
yeah.
move.
That's what I meant to say. Is he speed 3? So he's not speed 3.
He's
So what
speed
I was
two.
gonna say is, can he double move into Anakin and base him?
Can I make it to the backside of this squad?
Where's Hob? All right, I
Okay.
just want
So
to.
I don't think he can get an Anakin at
We
speed
should do
2,
that
but
Yeah.
he can get into
No, but if
something.
he can force
He
push
wants to
people
know.
away and force
Is
them
Yoda
off,
a
he now
speed
has to
2
shoot
to
those
the back
clones.
of this?
You would be going difficult. So you actually be
Because he
speed
doesn't
He
have
five.
can
a double
force
move.
push Padme off the
you're right.
objective,
You're right.
force Sam to take another unit there instead of to the middle.
I'm trying
Just
to base
spitballing.
back
There's
of that.
he has options as far as that goes.
Yeah. No?
It's not even. But to try and get into this location?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
it's not
that's
even
fine.
close. Yeah.
Okay.
All good.
Not even close, Joe. Get out of here.
Nice little
I
judge
will
call.
still jump into them. I think into this gap right here.
Okay, into purple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Into purple. Base them there.
So I'm gonna cohere them like this. Place this one down
Also,
there.
force pushing Anakin backwards could push him to where he can't double move into the objective.
Right.
And that's it. Yep.
Yep.
Alright.
Charging the RPS.
I don't know if he has a chance of killing it, but might as
I think you would aim because I shot you.
He just needs to neuter them a little bit.
Because I shot you.
So 3,
3 aims to 4,
Four.
Pierce 2.
4 Pierce 2?
probably 4.
Here, do you mind taking your dice?
I don't have to declare my pierce until after you.
No, correct. I mean, I have 6 guys. So you can't go. Sorry, do you mind just taking your dice? You got a lot of dice. I also spin Echo Surge, I guess. So I only take
You
2.
spin surge. I will pierce 2.
Generates a
so.
dodge.
What's the importance of keeping the model alive for the melee swing back? That's really it, right?
Yeah, melee swing back because withdraw won't make it there.
Yoda just got a dodge off the attack.
So I can cohere this guy as I want to do
right.
it.
Okay. And then I will force push.
Now this is going to be an interesting decision.
Yeah, he had to double move, so there's only a single force push here.
I'm gonna force push this Pike squad into melee with me as well.
Okay. Yeah, you had your move on that one.
Just trying to draw everything into melee and bank on Yoda's saves.
All right.
This is the leader, right?
Yes. Okay.
And that's
Yoda dies the melee here most times. Now it's a Pike squad and a core
I know you
Right. The trick is locking stuff up or
for the central
for the
objective.
central objective,
yeah, for sure. I think Yoda probably dies.
He's playing
but
Yoda as
Alright.
just trying to disrupt as much as he can.
Yep. And can we zoom back in on the middle? How does he have 3 units touching right now,
He's got 2.
All right.
or just 2?
No, it's 3.
Is it 3? Where's the
Yeah, I
Oh,
believe
it's
it's
the
3.
2 arts. Okay.
Okay.
And there's space for 1 to come in.
Okay, so in theory, assuming Anakin can get there and touch, he can touch and remove 1 from touching. So it'd be 2 to 1. So the rest
Okay,
of
I'm
Sam's
gonna
squad just has to remove 1 of those units.
Because Anakin doesn't have Relentless, so there's no attack being made off
Yeah.
a double move.
He'll probably force push to make himself an opening and just hop in.
And
Now he has a core on 3 models and an arc on 2 and an arc on 4.
Anakin now and just make a bunch of space. So
Or No, I'm off one somewhere in there.
Here comes
Okay,
Anakin.
Here we go. Anakin, 1.
Okay.
I'm going to force push. Your leader is this one.
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll see here how many minis are left in this squad. Suppression are a thing too. I don't know if he has enough shots, but if he gets one of those units up to Yoda's.
Okay.
Well, if Yoda dies,
If Yoda dies.
if Yoda dies,
It all hinges on Yoda making all those saves.
Pike. The Pike squad's gonna have like 12 whites.
Now look at this. Look at this play that Sam is making. He's trying to force push a unit to block off an approach path for
Echo.
yeah.
Okay.
Pretty smart.
Okay. But also leaving space.
That whole backside of the objective is just open, though.
Yeah.
So that squad has 5. So it looks like an arc squad of 5, an arc squad of 2, and a core squad of 3.
Anakin should have relentless.
No,
Oh, that's
No.
never, oh no, he couldn't play the 1 pip. He got flawed. That's right.
No, he can. He actually could have played it, Michael.
Right there.
Oh yeah, he could have.
He
played
could
it.
have played it,
Just no order.
and got the effect from it, and just not received an order. But I think he wanted to make sure he got 3 activations at the end instead of just 2.
Correct.
Okay, so both Force users have gone.
Okay, so obviously Anakin's touching. Now it's 2-1 in favor of Joe.
Yes.
Echo's in question, although it does look like he just did a really good job of blocking Echo's path to touch.
It looks like Purple Pike can get in there.
So these guys have activated, right? They went first. Yeah.
And notice how Anakin took the furthest spot towards Echo to make it even harder for Echo to touch.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like
I was about to,
it looks like Sam might be able to get 2 units
It was
in
like
there.
20 minutes ago. All right.
It's a little iffy. If Yoda dies, he might be able to
The
get the other
safe
Pike.
the safe bet is to move in and guarantee touching versus shooting.
Yes.
Although he probably has a very good chance of killing one of those 2 units if he all ends them.
Yes.
But you got to go with the guaranteed play. So back to the players here. Also, if the Pikes are able to kill Yoda, that frees up his core, right? If one of the 2 units can kill him before the other one goes.
Right now, maybe 3. Maybe 4.
Looks like the other game is still going
What's the
on as
order of
well.
operations for multiple units going into melee with each other?
So you move all your guys, and I'll move all my guys.
No, so if you move into melee, like say with this squad,
I will cohere as many guys as I can, unless I'm wrong.
start.
So I cohere, like if I move these guys in here, right?
Right.
I will place all as many as I can, and then once I can't, I'll just put them in coherency. And then I think if there's still guys left over on your side, you will do the same.
Okay. Okay. We're just gonna move like so.
Let's see this.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Echo.
Move to block out the point a little
Okay.
bit.
Yep.
Looks like a double move.
no,
from
I'm gonna go in the
Echo.
back.
Might be able to get there now.
It's a core.
So assuming I have the tokens correct,
Right there. So it's
a Pike shot with an aim and a surge token into Yoda with a dodge averages 0.977
I
wounds.
have 1 surge, and I think I spent.
So
Yeah.
like averages
It averages 1,
1 is just all he needs.
just under 1. Yeah.
3 after cover. I'm in a barrier.
Yep. So 1.
So he's not to say he's committed, but his first attempt is to shoot the unit.
Oh, that's big.
Make room.
Model down from
Making
that phase
room.
1.
Makes room.
That's
Which is-
big. But can his movements will get him there?
Should be able to.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
And then working on blocking.
He's going to
now.
leave himself room
Got 2. The one person left to activate is in.
for a unit leader.
So we tie in the KP. So all I need to do is just.
And Sam's way ahead on tiebreakers now, especially if, well, yeah, he's way ahead.
Yeah.
I don't think he's lost
He
anything.
hasn't lost a unit,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like we talked about, the decent chance Yoda goes down. Yoda going 3 for 6 was just massive. Him taking 3 wounds there. If Yoda would have done what those red surging saves do sometimes and just block them all,
Yeah.
this is a completely different game
Oh, yeah.
to finish it out.
Yoda on 4 health is a menace compared to Yoda on 1.
Yeah, so Echo's going to pull those Pykes back off. So it's going to be back 2-1 in Joe's favor. But there's still a few things to be able to come in.
Josh won. So Kyle went down.
Wow.
Josh won.
Josh won.
Wow.
Okay, so Kyle Dornbos knocked out the defending champion of Nova, has been knocked out.
Yeah,
Breaking
Josh's
news.
plan of tying up as many of those offensive weaponry as possible in melee, his core unit was able to stay alive with the hostage in his hemmed-in zone. And,
Good
he,
for
and he ended up
Josh.
winning it 2-1 on hostage.
Wow, so Josh staying alive in the tournament. Kyle Dornbos, the defending champion, knocked out in the top 8.
I'm going to go Echo. Echo's just going to rally. And I'm going to aim shoot your guys right there. Sorry, I'm going to move.
I think that puts Kyle at 5-2. Mike Berry
Go over this.
was able to beat him in a semi-mirror match
Well,
and
he
a
was
clone ball
5-1.
versus clone ball. Yeah, he's
Oh, yeah,
5-1, so he's 5-2.
Yep.
Yeah,
Math is hard.
math is hard. Yeah, way to go, Josh.
Get a space. You have no barrier, nothing. Solid spin on Pierce.
Okay. So they will lose the RPS.
Yep. Back to you.
So down to 1 mini on that last scoring unit. I think Sam's looking good either way, but if that mini goes down, then it's an absolute guarantee.
No, I got like 4 guys to go.
Oh,
So I got
it's-
Boyle.
Oh, right. So you've got people.
Yeah, Boyle, and then the capo can come, I think. And then the 2 guys are in melee, of
I'll
course.
pass it back to you.
Okay.
So there's the pass.
So I got core. Boyle.
They are not. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a 3-man Boyle squad. Put him here. And then he's gonna come and touch you.
So we're tied.
They'll hire anybody.
Yep. Back to you.
Blizzard Force still good.
Yeah,
Blizzard
Commander
Force
Vader
still
Riddler's still good.
So I have.
I think it's much more reasonable now, though. It's much more reasonable than it used to be.
Pretty sure you can't stop him from scoring right now.
Right.
Because these guys have
Very good, not broken anymore. I don't think.
It's yeah, Blizzard Force is just still good. I mean,
Yep.
losing Op Vader for sure brought it into line that you're not seeing, 20 people bringing Blizzard Force anymore, but it's still very strong.
We had 2 Blizzard Force make the top 8. They just both went. No, they didn't both go down. Josh won. Kyle lost. Kyle, what's his name again, David? I'm drawing a blank.
Kyle Crosser.
Kyle Crosser. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go with the,
So those of you that missed the updates through the morning, the Rebel Troopers, the Rebels have made it to the top 4. The Shadow Collective made it to the top 4. The Empire made it to the top 4. And then here on stream,
A Republic will.
a Republic will as well. So one of each. Sorry, CIS.
makes it. Okay.
Now it's interesting to see that 2 of those
And you're out of activation. right?
Anakin, ARC Trooper
Draw the capo.
bricks went down in this first match of the day.
Here. And then he will just come up to here and touch.
Well,
Last act will be.
one is going down to another clone squad.
They're gonna aim
Or no, excuse me. No. It looks like Anakin's going to prevail here.
Yeah, it looks like Anakin is.
So Blizzard took out
He's
one
gonna win
Anakin, and then the Shadow Collective Pykes took out another.
8. 12.
Pykes going into Yoda.
Will Yoda go down?
So you'll have 1 natural surge.
There's 2 crits.
So
That's
looks like
6, that's
6.
it.
Yeah, that's a Pike.
So 4 world
That's Pykes,
invites, 1 flight, and a hotel to the winner.
And Yoda
Yep.
fights it.
There's Yoda.
That's Yoda.
You can call it there.
All right, man. Good game.
For handshake.
Good game.
There's the
Oh,
shake.
my-
Good game. Sam McHenry
Yeah, I
advancing
almost
to your
threw
top
because
four.
I was like,
One
I'll
gar
come there, and then
through.
you double
Any
moved
Sam,
everyone
any
in.
family members of Sam in
And
chat?
I was like,
I
all
haven't
of a sudden,
seen
I
him
was
this
like,
morning.
don't-
I saw
this is a
one.
small KP.
Oh, did you?
And you're
Yeah.
surrounding it, but
That was my only hope, Sam.
An incredible game.
I'm sure they felt Sam was dominating the whole way.
I think if I had a couple more models alive, I maybe.
Blind followers of Sam.
dude, these arcs like full, like making it
Right.
after my fire sport. It was like, oh.
No, that was really good.
Really,
Oh my God.
really
What
good
a-
game,
That was a very
everybody.
interesting game. I think I should have actually put Anakin here, because I forgot we ruled we can see through this little gap. So I could have shared my tokens, and that way he couldn't have been shot.
Right.
And then I could have slid turn one, or played his one pip there, but
Yeah.
it's whatever.
I think in hindsight, I maybe should have left this Pike.
There's
squad
Zach
with their own
McHenry.
devices
Sam
and pulled
dominated.
in,
There you go.
Yeah, there you
a
go.
different act because they might have taken up even more space than some of your single activation ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Both
What a
players
game, dude.
tired
Oh my
at the
gosh.
end of it.
Man, I was sweaty.
Can't blame him. Can't blame him at all.
I need lunch now.
The attrition in Sam's favor
I like
proved to be quite effective there at the end, and then Yoda bit the dust on a sketchy, not sketchy. I mean, it was fine.
It wasn't sketchy.
3
but
for 6.
It was just,
You hope for better.
you hope
bad
for
luck.
better, yeah.
It wasn't bad at all. A little below average, but yeah. So amazing game, and it came down to the key position at the end. I think, which most of us predicted, because that's the way key positions go with 2 Force users, clone
That's
balls.
right.
But yeah,
Well, a heck of a game. You guys, we're going to take a lunch break. We might be back before 1 o'clock, depending on whether the players are ready or not. But that is when the next round is scheduled to begin, is 1 o'clock. But we'll see what the players decide now that all the games are concluded. So we're going to take a break. Thank you, Richard Lavery, for being here and casting with us. Thank you, Joe Hicks, for casting with me as well.
I wanted to give Richard a chance to speak on his group that came out. They had 7 or 8 folks from Crit to Block. Tell us about where you guys are from.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, so we are the North Carolina crew, focused in either Winston-Salem or Raleigh and Durham, North Carolina, so kind of central. As you said, we are Crit to Block. We have a YouTube channel that does battle reports. We try to keep it competitive and play some of the lists that you see at major events in order for the community to kind of see how it functions if that's not played in your area. We also have a website where Kentucky Dan, the Shadow Collective player that's made it into top 4, is writing up articles. He has an article up right now about Pykes, so if you want to know how he's doing what he's doing, go check out his Pike article.
Sweet. It's
yeah.
awesome to see another group in the community coming to the forefront and thriving with the content. So
Yeah, I appreciate it. You know, we're just going to keep building it and doing it better. I appreciate the chance to come on and cast with you guys. This has been a lot of fun.
I think there's a decent chance we could see Nick and the Rebels next. We'll have to talk with Rob, the TO, and figure out who we're going to put on the stream.
Yeah, we're going to figure all of that during the break. We'll be back in probably an hour. We'll see you all then. Check out Yavin Base on Discord. I linked the Discord and the pins on the chat. And of course, if you are enjoying this content, if you want to support the content, you can go to patreon.com/YavinBase and consider becoming a member there. All right, everyone.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Have a
We're
good
gonna
day.
get off air. We'll see you all in an hour or so.